Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. The fuck's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. Before I pass out, I'm too lonely to be done. I'ma drink at this place. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? If I had an option to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, fuck it, I'm made this way. But why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. Before I pass out, I'm too lonely to be done in my drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? The only one that's left in the rain. The only one that's left in the rain. Am I the only one? 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 Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? Doesn't matter where we go and destination unknown. I don't care where the motor stops, cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh I want it, let's go. Look around, where's the people at? I want a taste of the good life. Hit me with it right now, I'm in it. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh I want it, let's go. And I won't look back, yeah. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Oh, yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Oh, yeah. Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby. Said, yeah, Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby. Everything stops when you move like that, yeah. Everything stops when you move like that. And I wanna get in close to you. It's what I'm gonna do, 'cause right now I'm in it. Yeah, I'm fucking in it. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Oh, yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Cincinnati, baby. Cincinnati, baby. I said it's Cincinnati, baby. It's Cincinnati, baby.
Push.
Take everything we got, give it an honest shot. Turning it on and off, we've been sliding. Riding the highest dream, keeping the fire real. I call for you. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for fun, with a light your fire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending. Maybe we're invincible. Over the coming days, let's cut to the chase. We're gonna beat this maze, let's go deeper. I wanna reach it all, taking a leap or fall. I'll get to you. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for fun, with a light your fire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible at last. Fueling every gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. I've been fighting to make you believe. With my heart like a drum, we do what we want, but when I'm free, when our hearts on
Hyperdrive.
Hello, chatto! It's Sundat! And coming up today on Building a Nation with MTK Budapest, the Champions League returns after a little Christmas break. Budapest are still above us. Can we actually be the top side, at least in the Champions League, with Ferencváros shitting bricks elsewhere? In other news, the other competitions are going reasonably well. We look to have most sides through to the following round of their various competitions. We've got new signings, someone's exploring their options, all that and more coming up today on Building a Nation with MTK Budapest. And we're dancing! Don't know what's going on. Yeah, I like to strap a dude or a chick. I'm not bothered. It's equal opportunity weirdness today to the ceiling, just to make sure. You got to look up to the sky and see. Or so I'm told. Some queen fella told me that. Ah, dear. Just the one intro today. We don't have time for any more intros. I know, I am slightly getting better at intros. What can I say? It's just one of those days. Didn't mention the party anniversary. True. It's very true. How many out on loan? Minus 120. Yes. You'll love to see it. JTiz, thank you so much for the 4 months. Let me just turn the music down for a second. I didn't trigger the intro again, which is always good. X-Revenger. Love that as a name. Thank you very much for the follow. For the follow? What am I talking about? That's disrespectful from me there. Thank you for the 3 months. That's so kind. You'll love to see it. Budapest above us. Yes. Budapest are genuine. That isn't a joke. They have 12 points in the Champions League. We have 11. They've won 4. They beat Napoli 4-1 at whatever Budapest's ground is. And they won, was it 5-1 they won away from home at Real Sociedad or something last stream? They are absolutely twatting it in the Champions League. It's the best I've ever seen. I mean, obviously, it's hard to compare it to the old days with like Dundalk that last year, because obviously the groups were different, but still, it's mad. Oh, thank you, X-Revenger. Welcome in, my friend. That sucks. Thank God for Sundays, eh? And what a fucking Sunday it is. The weather, although admittedly, it's lovely today. Yesterday was a different level of loveliness. It might be one of the most beautiful days I've seen in England in terms of weather for literally years. It was amazing because it wasn't too hot, but it was bright and sunny the whole day. Blue skies with a little bit of cloud there the whole day. It was gorgeous. Like, I did I did 7-mile run yesterday morning, and that was great because I was up quite early, so you get like the coolness of the breeze, and it was gorgeous. Then Pog and I went to Cambridge for the day, and I was walking around for like 5 hours in Cambridge. I have slightly got sunburnt from it too, because of course I have. I'm the palest man in the universe. You've heard of Vanta Black. I'm like the opposite of that. Like, I'm the white version of that. Forza Napoli. Yeah, I wouldn't say that if you saw the Budapest score. And Napoli are not doing very well, sadly, in this year's Champions League, which would explain it slightly, but still. Definitely not Anarith. Although I have a story that kind of relates to that almost. If you know what you mean. Was it rain? Wow, okay. Then we got very lucky down south, I must say. Let's get off of this. Let's get to some match stuff. Hey, Dan. How's it going? What do you reckon about today's game? Should be a nice, easy one for us, right? Easy. Like, no issues there at all. Leaf! Thank you, friendo, for the 20 months.
Congrats on the CL on Tuesday.
Thank you.
I wasn't here for Tuesday for reasons explained in the Discord, and I wasn't here on Thursday either cause I ran a hip-hop show here in Down Under. So, we're both winning.
I fucking sick. I love the things that you do, Leaf. You're just like, oh yeah, open mic night. Oh yeah, Elton John. Oh yeah, hip-hop night. I love it. It's like, oh, I've taken up beatboxing this week. Like, you live an interesting life, my friend. Honestly, Dan, there's really no point. Imagine, I haven't been in years. Imagine that being the game I get to go to. Pissed down next to, really? Huh. I guess it's lucky for all those Exeter fans that went away to Ipswich yesterday. I would say that, but, I mean, having seen the score, maybe not. I don't know. At least they got nice weather, I suppose. Supposed to rain for the next week. You see, you're going to want to get to specifically the south and southeast of England right now. It is popping off down here currently. Hey, Inferno! A lexicographer role. That's amazing. It feels very you as well. Okay, so what's happened? So, first things first, this is the loan situation. We're now at minus 120 loans, so that is 136. We're getting there. Trying to think who the two guys that were loaned out that weren't. It was good. Oh, hang on. You can't. Oh, you can see. Yeah, it was Gudmundur Jonsson and Jörschlid and Mohar as well. I think someone came back or something. I can't remember exactly. Also, Henrik Pereira has left because his contract was up and he wasn't about to sign an extension. So I thought the best thing to do for him would be to let him go to Roma for like 600 grand. And I think that means during the summer though, it'd be nice for us to try and find another winger to try and bring someone in like that. Pretty great size, really. Oh, you got to the football today. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Saints, I can't believe they lost at home to Bournemouth as well. Like, Bournemouth are not bad, obviously, but Saints just look so hapless. Do you think it would have been different if they'd actually kept Hasenhüttl? Like, do you think they would have done slightly better? I know they were doing poorly, but it feels like they've had seasons like that in the past. See you later, Dan. Enjoy the game, hopefully, maybe. But I'm going to be finishing a little bit early today as well, because I want to watch the game as well, because I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently. 22 degrees in Southampton yesterday. Jesus Christ. Oh. Morning, Rami. Okay, pull it right by then. I don't know. Was he always? Huh. That's a good point. Now, the one issue with Mihail is the lack of his ability to play on both sides. Also, if we do ever find ourselves in another situation where we're doing like a tactical incubator stream, right? I think we might try and build a brand new tactic from scratch just for the fun. Like, if that is considered fun. Obviously, that's not a situation for today, as we are still in Europe. Obviously, we've got 2 Champions League games left, and they're both winnable. So I think there's a really good chance that we finish with probably 16 points. It would be very bad of us to not win both of those games, really. So I think 16 is likely. As for whether 16 gets us that top 8, I think it's unlikely. I think we're probably going to be 9th or 10th this season. Budapest, however, I think are probably not going to get top 8 either, because I think their final 2 games are really difficult. There you go. It'll be something like that, Hadrian. We had such a good time building this one last time. I thought, ooh, imagine if we just took one from scratch entirely, if we had the time around, you know? And Grasus. Whoa, hang on a minute. Is that a 6-month in one go sub from a brand new tip? What? Grasus, so, wow. Thank you, my friend. That's ridiculously kind of you for the 6-month extent. Not even an extension. Just jump straight in with a 6 months. Wow. I don't know what to say. Thank you, friend. That's super duper nice. Wow. That always blows me away when I see that the numbers the other way around on the sub thingy. So yeah, thank you very much. Welcome to Bing.com. Not Bing. Bang.com. Bing tried to install a fucking toolbar on my PC this morning. I woke up, there was a pop-up being like, would you like to have our toolbar? I'm like, do you know what? No, I might not like that as it goes. But yeah, that's the situation. Weird stuff here. FC Copenhagen in the top 8. Hoffenheim in the top 8. Oh, no way, Martini. Oh, I've seen some of your stuff in the Discord. Oh, God, if his dribbling was just slightly better. He's a really good player regardless. Oh, he's 15. Never mind. You can make him whatever you want at this point, really, can't you? He's insane. And that cheeky little extra half star. Things you love to see. Also, chat, couple of things before I forget about this, because I need to sort of shout out a couple of people. Hopefully I've got some scout reports. Yes, I do. Right. So, big shout out to Charlotte on the VODs for this. You know how I'm always going like, shit, we can't tell who's scouted who here, and I have to look at the card sometimes. So, just hover over the letter and it tells you who the fucking scout was. I'm an idiot, chat. I can't believe I /forgot /didn't know that. I feel like I kind of did know that from when they first introduced this, and then just totally forgot that was a thing. But yeah, so now we don't have to worry about it. So it's actually, you just hover over the player's thingy and it will just tell you who scouted them, because it's literally written around their fucking name. So big shout out to Charlotte for that one on the VODs. So there's that. Oh. Yeah, it does. Because if you look under... Oh, yeah, I can't move my mouse, but you can see where it says report by Miguel Vargas. So we can see, for example, Adam Pinter. Those are scouts, right? I'm just hoping to see one that says Sieglist on it. They almost feel like coach reports. No, they definitely are scout reports. It'd be weird if it was a coach there. Although it might explain why some of the reports have come up particularly wanky. Right. Being allowed to do a thing. Unfortunately, it's just he ends up on some of them, I suppose, because it goes to the scouting pool. Why is it we've got Omar Singh, I would say? Oh, you want to offer promotion on my channel? I don't know if Inferno's still here. Hadrian or Inferno, it's a race to the button, I suppose. I'll wait. Do you want to go dogehype.com chat? And he's gone. Oh, this is fun. It's so satisfying. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everybody, for the partner anniversary thing. I don't think they did that last year. I just don't remember that being a thing. But finding these Wonders for cheap. So, Dino, the system we used last year was mostly the international youth scouting. However, there's a new thing we do that I think is way better. Oh, that's actually reminded me. Thank you, Dino. That's what I was about to tell chat. I found a way to optimize it slightly further because, it needed optimizing more. Ollie Yep, if that's correct, or O11 Yep. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that tremendously. Read the words. No. The moment I saw the .com thing, I was like, it's spam. So basically, let's do some Harold Bishops first. Then I'll explain. Because let's just do it. An early Harold, and a 5, and a 4, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1, and Harold.
The minute you get up to it, you're dead.
I am from Harold and I'm in the house where the coffee's green and the food is grouse. With sandwiches and lasagna too.
Ice cream sundaes for me and you.
I am from Harold and I'm in the house where the coffee's green and the food is grouse. With sandwiches and lasagna too.
Ice cream sundaes for me and you.
I try not to lose my temper with myself.
Oh, goodness sake and shit and balls.
The minute you get uptight, you're dead.
I may or may not have just broken something in my chair. During Harold Bishops, I have a habit of leaning right back on my chair to look at my phone sometimes just to check stuff, and I felt something pop when I a little bit too far back. So that's another bolt that's gone. Eventually, I'm going to have to get a new chair. One of these days, I'm going to have to get a new chair. But today is not that day. Banksy, thank you very much, my friend. Welcome back. So yeah, what I was going to say, Dino, is basically what we've been doing now is not exploiting. In a way, but not like in the sort of you're exploiting the game kind of thing. In more like that's what we've been using as a thing we're doing. So we've been using team reports a lot to get scouting basically done. So I could explain the whole thing here, but I actually made a video about it last week. So if you do !team report in chat, it will get you all the information you could possibly want. However, there's one more thing I'd like to add to that, which is kind of interesting. Arca. Oh, I like a bit of Arca. I'll get that up on the screen actually while I talk about this, so I can actually demonstrate it on them. There we go. Used to like the Arca lads back in the day. Oh, they've actually got some players. Let me take it to this screen here so you can see their Fortuna. Wow, they're not even top flight in Poland. I swear they were top flight on my Polish save. So got the fall very suddenly. Wouldn't be the first time. Do you not remember the duck hat? So what I've started doing is every time we get a team report through now, when I go to look at it, I just get the next year's one at the same time. And then every year I'm still going to go through and look at the squads like I have been doing to add extra teams in there. But it just means that you've got a constant conveyor belt and you don't have to sit there for like 35 minutes queuing them all up the whole time. Yeah, I'll look at the focus on that. They're going for that real natural bokeh. Like you've got to love the bokeh they've gone for there. Johnny Maverick.
I break something in my chair every time I watch this stream, if you know what I mean. Smile.
Yeah, boy. Hemorrhoids. I get it. Wait, no, I don't. I mean... yeah, we move. How's it going, Johnny? Thank you very much for the 12 months. I really do appreciate that. Ooh, speaking of youth intakes, we may or may not have one today, depending on whether we get into the top Choz Booty. Big fan. Big fan of Choz Booty. What kind of first name is Choz? I've never seen that before. Booty, obviously, very common. Well, common enough anyway, but Choz is not a name I'm super familiar with. But we move. We live and learn. So yeah, what I've been doing is, so for example, we've got the next set of the scout reports set up. We've actually got, I believe, like 500 now. Yeah, 561 scout reports. But now, whenever one comes through, I just go to the page, get the next year's one knocked in as well. So slowly we can end up with like 700 or 800 of these, but it means that there's going to be space enough between each one of them that we might have more chance of finding players in them a bit more. And I feel like that's actually a better way of doing it, but it's just a pain in the ass to sit there and do like 900 of these at once, but just doing them slowly over time. So yeah, someone's exploring their options. Hadrian's gonna hate this. Fucking awesome. No, this is the thing. I reckon there's something in the game that when players have 18 months and it hits January 1st, if you've got more than one player with 18 months on their contract left, it will trigger this like mass explore your options. And it feels like whenever there's more than 3 of them, one of them will always say no, like what happened with Yoshi. And everyone else said yes. Silver was actually one of them. But Hossam Abdul Nabi said No, I'm off. I don't care about that shit. So I think what's going to happen in future is I'm going to have to look when they've got 2 years left, and that's when I put the extensions through, basically. And just trying to keep them. The issue we've got at the moment is that the contract extensions are now 40, 50k, which means our wage budget's going to start to take a hit. So unfortunately, obviously not this window, but the summer window, probably going to be losing Abdul Nabi. Now, we will probably still get ourselves 70, 80 million pounds for him, but that is really not the point. He's fantastic. Luckily, we do have at least a semi-decent replacement for him already at the club. Thankfully, because obviously you'll forget that we signed Rivadavia, who we're retraining as a right wing-back because he's kind of already a right wing-back as things go. So he will be a natural replacement to add into that, as Ruben's obviously already gone to West Ham. So we were a little bit light in the right-back spot, but at least Rivadavia's in. So that's given us a little bit of backup there too. And obviously we've got Gideon to go on top of that, and he's settled into the team really nicely as well. So I do like a bit of the Gideon. So we're looking a bit better in that position anyway. He will literally end up at Dortmund. He probably will. He just almost certainly will, won't he? Thank you, Phil. Did you ever fix the issue with the game that you were having before? Darla can also cover the right side if we absolutely need him to. Which is a shame in a way, because we're currently under some rather large bids for Terra Nova. You can't see it. We're getting some, like, remarkably large bids for Terra Nova. I say you can't see it, not because I'm hiding it, because it's literally, like, not visible. The last one I turned down was 59 million for Terra Nova, which is a lot. Giddy was... We bought him last stream, and he joined us in January, basically. What happened with Giddy was... Basically, I tried to sign him after we sold Seri, and then he signed a new contract to Fluminense, even though we offered him way more money. And then when he did join us, he ended up joining us for less money than I'd offered him previously. I'd offered him 35k, and this time he joined us for 25. We paid we paid like 3.5 more million in transfer fee. Second year, Jordan's grand award. They showed a ticket. Really? Maybe. I'm trying to think of a joke about him, but no, it's gone. But there you go. Can't really wear him in a TikTok, can you? Oh, dear. Thank you, Leaf. That's very, very kind. I love how, because of that, you can tell exactly what language everyone has Twitch set to. With help from... Oh, yes, you're right. I saw that.
Oh, this is where I parked my car.
I think that kind of catches everyone up to where we were, right? Chimeras, or Chimeras, thank you very much for the follow. Mohar's more important. We do have Mohar, except we don't have Mohar, because Mohar's already gone on loan to Kekschmidt. He's not fantastic, is he? I think I just showed all the new boys, honestly. Oh, there was a Ponte as well. That goalkeeper we kind of like the look of. But other than that, we're kind of all right on that. He's a little bit injury prone. Haladash. So, Haladash did play their final... Oh, that's the one thing you didn't see. Haladash did play their last game. It was like a draw, I think, against Famagusta. Let me check. They still got top 8. Where was it? Yeah, 2-2 draw against the North Horses Famagusta. But it was enough to get them a top 8 position anyway and 12 points, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted out of them. They're killing it, unlike the others at the moment. Because if you look at... These obviously have still got 2 games to go, but it's looking a bit tetchy. Debrecen, I think, are probably going to be all right. Honved are probably just about going to be okay. It's Molfehova I'm concerned about, as they only have 5 points. I think they probably will have enough to just about sneak through in top 24, but it's a little concerning. The goalkeeper pipeline is... We'll have a look, actually. And obviously, with us in the Champions League, we're fine. Budapest are fine. Ferencváros have had it. There's no way. Even if they were to win both their remaining games, they ain't getting top 24. I would like them to win those games still, but they ain't getting through. Moles next to opponents. If I remember correctly, they are at least slightly winnable. Well, they can't be any non-winnable than what they've already got. So they've got Besiktas away and Ludogorets. Besiktas away a 10th place. That's tough. Ludogorets are 34th place, which I think is literally 2 off bottom. So you'd expect them to... I think if they can win it, they're going to have to win in Bulgaria, basically. I think that's their only hope. A draw away at Besiktas and maybe a win in Bulgaria. It's going to be very, very difficult for them. But it's just cool to see Haladash doing really well. That'd be amazing. So... Oh, yeah, the goalkeeper pipeline. So currently... Obviously, we've got Portilla. And I'm willing to give him another chance this season because he's been okay. Oh, one sec, mate. It's a problem. On days I don't run, my throat gets all fucky. It's a bit dead here. But remember, that's because we have some keepers out on loan. So Farkashan has been absolutely killing it out on loan. Whenever I look at the player statistics purely for goalkeepers, I think it's this one. Oh, no, he's had a pause. Oh, no, hang on. That's not the one we want. Oh, it is the one we want. Wait. Okay. Normally, he's killing it. So it feels like Rodrigo Rafa Benitez is actually the more stable option here. But look at that. Low eccentricity, low rushing out tendency, great reflexes, one-on-ones, aerial reach. Doesn't like big matches and is a bit fickle, but he's probably the next in line for that. And he's done very, very well out on loan at Ferencváros. Only conceded 52 in 65 for them. Like, that's ridiculously good. Really pleased for him. Hey, Dazza! I bet you're happy with the win yesterday. That came out, well, not came out of nowhere, but I was not, when I saw that Forest were 1-0 up, I was thinking they're probably going to hang on to that, but then 2 late ones. Also, Keylor Navas made some unbelievable saves in that game. There was one in the first half that I can't believe he actually got to. So that's Mateusz Giges. So he's a Greek international. He's 25, though. And honestly, he's kind of like Labros, but way worse. One of the things I really like is where we get one of our players actually develops really well. He is 6'6", though, and only has 16 jumping reach. I'll scout him anyway, of course. Can't hurt. Discount. He's literally a discount Labros who isn't even that cheap. Well, he's half the price of Labros, so in a way he kind of is, right? Another keeper. Maybe. You can't teach 6'6". This is very true. As I found out yesterday, that H&M don't have trouser length. They don't do different trouser lengths. It's just regular. But the problem is their regular is insanely long. So unless you're like 6'5", they just don't work. Like, I'm 5 foot. I'm above average height for a man in the UK, and my trouser length in H&M was ridiculous. Like, I couldn't believe it. So I was just like, no, I refuse to buy these. Sod yourselves. I'm going elsewhere. You can tell I did a lot of shopping yesterday. I was very disappointed at the end of the day. Never have I felt worse about my body than being in a Primark changing room and seeing my reflection in a mirror from another mirror of that angled mirror that shows you an angle of your body that you never normally see.
It's been our downfall all year. Need more finishing power to have more than a goal lead.
Do you think you're still going to stay up, or is this kind of like, was that a big opportunity blown? Because I remember when Fulham threw away a 2-0 lead against Hull City in our like first relegation season from the Premier League. And that, I kind of just felt like that was when we went short leg. This is the thing, I'm not even short legged. I actually have quite long legs as well. It's just H&M's genes are fucking weird. It's like they don't seem to have any appreciation of like different heights, both tall and short. And not that I'm short, that's the thing. I don't know, it's just bizarre, isn't it? Trousers, you spend money on getting them hemmed. Yeah. Like, I did get some stuff, though, but mostly, like, I got a pair of jeans, which I wanted. I wanted to get some non-skinny jeans, some, like, slim fit ones, because I feel like skinny jeans, you just look a bit, you end up looking a bit too much like Paul Breach now. Bringing it back to what you were saying earlier, Anna. And if that's what you were referencing. But I did end up with some white chino shorts, which go really nicely. You can't see them. That just looks really weird. With my Hawaiian shirts. So I'll take that. They're very 2010s. Yeah, but bear in mind, I'm a very 2010s person. That's when I've been wearing the same kind of clothes for like the last 15 years for the exact reason. Mr. Callum, though, thank you very much for the 2 months. That's very kind of you, friend. Navas goes, but of course he's only on loan, isn't he? Well, fluctuating weight. Yeah, exactly. So these are a little bit tight on me, but I know that they're only going to get less tight, so I'm okay with that at the moment. You say, like, yeah, I bought some legs. The T-Rex arms. Able to sell loan players with only 1 league loaded? Yeah. Constantly. As you can see from the amount of bids we have on our players right now. I think if there was ever an example of the fact that it is very much still possible, this is our current situation of players being bid on from us right now. Notice how none of these sides are Hungarian. Well, okay, a couple of them are Hungarian, but most of them are not Hungarian. What you won't have, for example, Gather Squall, is, for example, Coventry City aren't going to sign our second choice left back. But any team that's like of note will still be massively interested in your players because the game still keeps a lot of stuff going in the background anyway. It just gives you have a little bit less variety on who's bidding on your players, but it's kind of a give and take, isn't it? Because I'm not super bothered about who's buying our players as long as someone is. And let's be honest, most of the time, yeah, top tier sides and some in the Middle East as well. Basically, it's just top tier sides is what you want. Any side that's even fluttered with Europe, and then some of the sides from the Middle East and China. And occasionally MLS teams if you've got American or Canadian players. Top, maybe Sobe. See you later, friend. Oh. Dortmund, Porto, and the Italians. Yeah, pretty much. Less money involved for smaller clubs. Yeah, but the main reason I think is just that the game gives less detail to those leagues if they're not loaded, basically. So I think that's what really does it. Yeah, you just simply won't see it happen at all. But for me, the only thing I could think of would be maybe in future trying that view only trick I was on about, where we still load the leagues but only on view only. It won't slow stuff down. The question is how much of an effect that will have on transfers, though. I don't know if that will make any difference on transfers. That's the thing. I'll have to do some tests. Places we gained Samarin in 1 season. Oh, I must admit, I think we had we had like a season with Ireland last year where I think we gained like 10 places in 1 year, and it is the best. That being said, we've had some pretty large gains in this save, which you would not expect, given that we were kind of already starting, what was it, 29th or something? Right, so that's that. I think we might as well get into a game here, because we've got stuff to do today. We're playing Cluj today, which is fine. Who are Budapest actually playing? They're at home against Inter. I just wouldn't put it past them. I genuinely wouldn't. I don't know if I actually sorted the team out. No, I did, because otherwise Tex-Mex wouldn't be there. Eventually they'll learn that Tex is just so much better there. Particularly as I am now... Wait, have I? That's weird. I swear I had him training there, but now he's no longer training there. Odd. They battered Napoli. They battered Napoli 4-1. They beat Real Sociedad 5-1. There's quality in that team, for sure. Patrice and LMS... Wait, no. Did I sort this out or not? I feel like... Oh, maybe Montiel's suspended, actually. Let's just have a look. That must be it. Yeah, he is. What about Mihail's? Yeah, he's just not got that great left foot. I can't even get him to develop the weaker foot. We are still training him to play the left side, I suppose. So I feel like he will definitely get in the rotation. Candlestick playing Clue, right? Yeah. Bobby Tree's under some quite large bids too. Obviously, I don't want to sell him. Oh, was it Konyaspor 5-1 away? Maybe it was Konyaspor. Did they beat both of them 5-1 away? I feel like they might have done, you know. This is the guy that scored loads of goals in Europe. I think it was either last year or the year before, to the point where we had a little look, because he's got some rather nice attributes. I think he's probably just lacks that overall quality, but he's very good, though. Shylonchik. I hope I've said that correctly, but thank you so much for the prime. That is very, very nice of you. I kind of want to just look at... Hang on, one sec. Before we even get to this game, I kind of want to just look at Budapest's result in the Champions League. So it was... Yeah, 5-1 away at Konyaspor, 4-1 at home to Napoli. It was 2-1 away at Real Sociedad, which is still an insanely good result, to be fair. But nowhere near as good as the 4-1 against Napoli and 5-1 away from home with Radojicic scoring 4 goals. Especially as that's the team they lost to in the Conference League final 3 years ago. And they've gone and hammered them 5-1 in their own patch. Shows the level of that they've improved. 5 teams in Europe, only one.
Do you know if there's a train coming?
To qualify for support. Wow, fair play. I think the only ones... Ferencváros are done. They're the only one that I feel are completely out of with any shot of qualifying. I feel like Molfehova, if they get the right results, are capable, and everybody else I would say is pretty much already in some way. You know, 11 souls. Thank you for the follow. Could Union Berlin get a Champions League spot in real life or in this game? Because in real life, I don't know how many places Germany have. Is it 4? I thought Union Berlin were 3rd place in Germany, but maybe I've not looked at the German league table. Also, Dortmund bottling it again. I really would like to see Dortmund win the Bundesliga this year, but that draw against VfL Bochum concerns me. We're about to go elbow deep in Cluj. In real life, I mean, where are they in the league right now? Haven't they been up there all season? The rise of Mezhkovic. I love that they're good in your save. It feels like every one of us that's doing one of these types of saves has that one team that's remarkably well. For us, it's Haladash. Yeah, that's the one thing I do dislike about these new phases, that the drop downs. But what I will say is, I feel like the lack of drop down will allow our sides more chance to win them when they naturally qualify for those tournaments, because they don't have to worry about teams dropping out of the Champions League, I suppose. Tex-Mex. Oh, he's it. Silver's through. Brandon Silva. Oh, he's an absolute machine. 10th goal of the season. Another assist from Tex-Mex. I'm very glad that Brandon Silva is staying for the foreseeable future, for the next 5 years now, because he has got over that consistency issues that he was having, and he's now become an absolutely integral part of this team. The sort of trifecta of Malero, Tex-Mex, and Silva now has very much become my perfect 3. Leverkusen necessarily get Champions League. I think, yeah, maybe that is exactly that. They will just have to sort of not luck their way in so much as rely on the fact that other teams aren't quite as good as them, maybe. Gather Small, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Gavaz Diosio. I don't even know. I think Diosio did 1 season in the top flight in this save, because I remember their name from earlier, because we loaned them a player as a meme, I think. I think J-Lo might have been on loan there or something. But they've been nowhere in this save. He's at right back. Right. The reason he's at right back is because of the suspensions, as Tex-Mex is through again. I guess it doesn't matter that he's at right. To be fair, Montiel is actually a fantastic right back as well. Remember, he has 17 pace. He's actually faster than most of our other fullbacks. Yeah, Malero, I gave him a new contract, so he's not looking to be going anywhere soon, but as for his natural fitness, I don't actually know. I can't actually look at that during the highlight. One sec. Lovely pass again, though, from Castillo, just dropping that around the side for Tex-Mex, who now has an assist and a goal on the night. Starting to turn back to the back end of last season now, seeing a bit more out of him, because I was getting a bit concerning. So, Malero has 14 natural fitness, which probably means that I suspect... Here's what's most likely to happen with Malero. He's got 2 years left on his deal. So he'll be 33 by the time his deal's coming to an end. I suspect that either he leaves on a free after that, or maybe we sell him to someone like a Porto for like 10 million when he's like 32. That's what I'm thinking, Basil, probably. Because I feel like with that natural fitness of 14, he's probably unlikely to be as effective for us when he starts to hit your 33, 34. Given what I've noticed from the Career Resurrection videos, it seems that players who have got like your 13, 14 natural fitness tend to retire at like 33, especially when they're like forward outfield type players. If it's more like 16, 17, they can tend to go to 35. Anything over that, it's... Like when you've got your 18, 19, 20 kind of guys, you can get those guys to like 38, 39. But really, I think we're probably only going to get the best out of him until he's about 33. So it depends on how much we care about any transfer fee we might get, I suppose. Serie A going to Dortmund. Basically, you can take an assumption if I sold a player, there's a very strong chance they've gone to Dortmund, unless it's a massive first-team player. And even then, sometimes it's still Dortmund. I think you're right. He could be a useful... The issue with him is that with his new contract, he's on quite large wages too. I think he's on like 39k a week now here. Yeah, and he's a star player, which could be a concern. Because it was the only way to keep him, unfortunately. Oh, it was Dortmund. Of course it was Dortmund. It's always Dortmund. One-year extension. True. Maybe it would be worth keeping him around. I think it will really depend. Oh, God, my throat. Tex-Mex and those runs is just filth. Oh, my goodness me. Tex-Mex is absolutely having a wonderful time here today. Hello, busiest Baron. I think that it will depend entirely on what the forecast is, the situation in terms of the personnel at the time, like who we've got. If we've got a couple of other guys that are starting to give him a run for his money, then maybe he won't be able to get in the team as much anymore. And then it becomes a bit of a problem. But for the moment, yeah, he's definitely the guy. He is it. He's the guy that it's the guy you need to be warned about. I'm not seeing Budapest on here, which suggests they're probably losing, unfortunately. But I don't know if the game's even going to let us see. But we're kind of in a good spot right now. I don't know, Anarith. In fact, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's have a look. What is it? Is it maybe his higher determination? Wouldn't really make much sense, would it? Off the ball is quite good, but not obscenely good. Decisions, 15. Flair? I don't know. He has no PPMs. Do you know what it might be? This is my only theory on it. He's him. He's literally him. It's because he's basically a winger. If you look at his pure attributes, you'd look at him and say winger. Crossing, dribbling, he's fast, he's got great agility. Everything about him says he's a great winger. But maybe it's because we're playing him with a winger's mindset and a winger's sort of build through the middle. And he's almost making like winged runs in the middle. Do you sort of see where my brain's trying to go with that? It's like he's using the central wing almost. I don't know, but he just seems to make those ones so well, and I've not seen any other player, other than occasionally Malero, that's done that anywhere near as well as he does. He almost acts like a shadow striker when he's not, without us actually telling him to. I love when you find players in the match engine that just behave weirdly like that. It makes things so much fun. I might get Bobby Tree on for a little bit, because he's just fun. And also Kraus for Velasquez, because always the yellow card. Ojeda can play left wing back? Apparently he can. You know what, Latoro? Screw it. Have a go at it, lad. No, I've heard really good things about the Shadow Striker, which is why, if we do find ourselves in another tactical incubator setup, I mentioned this earlier on stream, but I realised that was very early. I have the idea of actually us maybe building an entire tactic from scratch together, like brand new, just for the funnies, so we have a backup to play. I want to come up with a really aggressive one that we can really rack some goals up domestically with, because I feel like this system is good, but it's really designed to be a catch-all where we can play well against any opponent, and I feel like against weaker domestic sides, we can take more risks for it. Something we can use in the league that will let us maybe hit some real goal scoring records potentially, so that we can actually maybe have an attacking mentality as a baseline for it potentially, and start to take more risks, basically a higher risk strategy that won't matter so much if we lose possession. You know, more attacking options, maybe a second striker, or maybe, you know, a shadow striker with stuff behind. Liverpool losing at home. To be fair, FCK are solid in this. Yeah, I think it'd be a fun thing for us to do if we end up going out of Europe, because I feel like it's unlikely we're going to be in the Champions League final this year as well. As good as we've been, we had a bit of luck on our side last year too. So I think it stands to reason that it's unlikely to happen again immediately. So I feel like we're going to have a little bit of time. It'll either be this stream or... It's unlikely to be this stream. It'll most likely be Tuesday's stream where we'll be doing that. Although it will heavily depend on how we do... Oh, nicely done. Patrice again. Lovely stuff. It will heavily depend on whether we get top 8 today. Because if we get top 8 today, we'll be doing youth intake today most likely. And also the round of 16. But if we don't, obviously, it means we've got an extra set of matches to play. Particularly as I'm probably going to finish stream a little earlier today. Because obviously there's a load of 2 o'clock kickoffs. Also, bloody F1 putting their races on during stream. But yeah, I know a lot of you have got really good roles that you like to use. And I would like to try and experiment with that. I don't feel like we've got enough... Also, big up Cluj for actually giving it a go in the second half here. I feel like we haven't given it enough weird stuff so far in this save. And it'd be nice to build something. I feel like in every Building a Nation save, we always do really well with an initial tactic. And then go, you know what? Let's tear out the playbook. And then we find the tactic. The one that really lets us grind through. And do you say you think Inter are not winning? I wish we could... Unfortunately, their match is down here and we just can't see it. They're on 16 points. I feel like they might... I feel like they are winning. Let's not have this 4-3, please. Nah, I'm not going to finish at 12. Oh, my lord. That would only be 2 hours. And for me, that's not enough. It's actually 4-3. Like, can we not bottle this, lads? Look at the state of this. How is this 4-3? Oh, it's 1-1. Budapest got a draw. You're right. You are dead right. Budapest got a draw against Inter. That's insane. Yeah, conceding 3 goals in the last 20 minutes of that game was not ideal. It was very sort of... Portier didn't have his best... I don't really feel like that was his fault, though, honestly. I think bringing on Ojeda at left back and Kraus didn't do a fantastic job there either. The substitutions really was what cost us there. We'll still do well because they did win, in fact. Wolf McConville, thank you for the 10 months. How's it going, man? How's the streaming going? Palace West Ham was mental yesterday. I was just like standing around in clothes shops and I pulled out my phone because, to be fair, it was mostly me dragging Pog around the shops yesterday for once, which is a rarity. But she was looking at some clothes and I thought, oh, I'll check the score. And it was already 3-2. Mad. Hopefully they actually did get the result in the end. Yep, 1-1. You're right. Yep, Zwana equalised. 1-1. That's mad. So we do go back above Budapest, but only on, well, technically the head-to-head that doesn't exist, which is mental. 13 points! That's ridiculous. Also, we didn't even pay any attention to Ferencváros, did we? Oh, never mind. I forgot they were even playing. That would have been Cluj's first point, potentially, as well. Not bottom. Sacked on Sunday. Things you don't like to see. Who was that with? Shit, scrappy finish. It's what you want out of the Premier League, really, isn't it? Oh, yeah, Edgardo Fernandez is now at Liverpool, by the way. Dortmund sold him for only 53 million, which I know it's a profit, but we had bids of like 90 million for this guy when he was here. Tex-Mex drives them forward. Yes, he bloody does. What an absolute monster of a player. What's he up to stats-wise this season now? Much more like it. That's more like it. He's got 13 goal contributions in 17. He's definitely catching up. He's probably got one of the higher goal contributions on the entire team now that I think about it. 17 for Labros in total. 18 for Brandon Silva, which is very good. Castillo with 11. Malera with 19. Tex-Mex with 14? Maybe that was international stuff in there I was thinking of. No, I don't think we can cash it in yet, as far as I'm aware. No, the only one we've got is Barwick. This is released. Oh, true. Yeah, of course, because Dortmund. Proper. Yeah, I'm back on it now. We hate them. No, I would really like it. I would love Ferencváros to have a really bad season domestically. The downside would be that Shevchenko would probably get sacked, but the plus side is they can end up in the Conference League, and they would probably win the Conference League now. Someone of the quality of Budapest or Ferencváros would now probably win a Conference League. They're that good. So, big stuff. Debrecen away at Porto, no chance. Honvéd away at PSV Eindhoven, very little chance either. This could honestly be three defeats for Hungary in these matches. It's this one that really, really matters. But I'm a bit concerned. Thank you, Rob. Not a lot, honestly, Banksy. Particularly this season, weirdly. So, unfortunately, Rodrigo chose to sign for Ajax instead of Ferencváros, which is a bit of a shame. I nearly extended his contract, but he wanted 40 grand a week to stay with us, and I was not about to do that. Bohats has torn his... Oh, he's torn his tummy. He's literally lifting weights. Who do you think you are? Fernando Ovalar? That's really not ideal, though, because hasn't he done quite well this season? Oh, no, he hasn't. Wow. How is this man not playing for Kishvarda? This is the next Haaland, so we're told. He might need a different move next year, I think. Concerning. Right, come on, just give me one mad result in these games. Oh, Zulte Waregem. Oh, nearly knocked my drink over. Such was my excitement about Zulte Waregem. Nah, but now what I'm doing when I get here, stock out for next year. Also, what I have started doing while I'm here is just adding in their first team squads as well, because why the fuck not? You might find an absolute gem. And now you don't have to worry about sitting there for an hour doing that. Once you've set it up once, new contract, he might still complain. Nah, good lad, good lad. Georgian loan farmer. If you can remember his name, I can definitely look him up. Yeah, that's what I've changed about it, Schuber, basically. So it means that you sort of... The one downside to it is that you're obviously no longer caring about which teams have specifically had youth intakes. But if you still go through the squads each summer and have a little look, you should be able to find some new teams to add to it so that you then get a lovely disparate list of maybe even up to 1,000 reports that you can then just keep repeating over and over and over. Yeah, we called him like... It was Nashvili, wasn't it? But I can't remember... Because we didn't actually nickname him, did we? It was something Nashvili. But I don't... The defeat? Defeat. Yeah. That is suboptimal when all three of them lose. I mean, bear in mind, they could all still not qualify. That's Nashvili, isn't it? I want an extra... Nah, it can't be him. Oh, it is him. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. Georgi Bubanashvili. Actually did get some Georgia caps. So we bought him for 600k, loaned him to Senyo, then to those guys. Then, amazingly, he went on a free transfer to, of all people, Uipest. Then they loaned him back to Dinamo Batumi, then to Dinamo Police, and then he was back to Dinamo Batumi. Oh, no. Wait, he never... Oh, I forgot we bought it from Wolfsberger. Yeah, he definitely didn't become anything if we don't even know his name. I don't even know who you are. Offer's been withdrawn, thank fuck. He's Hang on, Rob. I'm not sure I totally understand. That might just be my brain not working properly. In fact, it's almost certainly that. Now, as for the team report thing, I think it's just going to give a little bit more time for... Look at that. 28 million for Velázquez. Has no interest in joining Barcelona. How is he worth that? It's the 26th of January, too. Weirdly, his value just seems to have not bumped in any way, which is really odd, considering he's been getting bids all window. I am a little bit concerned about the dynamic side of that, because my concern is that it might just break randomly, and then you're completely screwed. And you know how often FM likes to break. Also, big training from Antunes. 10 out of 10 for you, bud. Yes, please. That's really nice to see. Also, good to see that Yamin and Tex-Mex training really well. LMS. Oh, yeah. LMS wanted to join Spurs. I rejected other bids, and he wasn't interested and didn't care. I turned down a bid from Spurs, and he absolutely shat himself. Mole lost their game, though. They all three of them lost, unfortunately. Red card. This is actually a good point. They have to expect that if they're signing him, he's barely ever going to be playing because he's basically suspended. He's just an Argentinian Joao Polinia, really, isn't it? Hey, Mumu. No, his original name is Marcio Teixeira. Does he support Spurs? I mean, he could do. Resisting urges to make jokes. No, he's a Santos fan. Which I presume is the club he bought him from. Yeah. Unlike bloody Ben Voicey being a Plymouth Argyle fan. Completely randomly. I still don't understand how that's possible in that save, but I love it. I love that for him. I just don't understand it. Oh, another loan? Yes, please. In fact, speaking of loans, are there any extra loans we can maybe do while we're here? Based on the game. Oh, he could be. I hadn't thought about that. You're right, yeah. That might be it, actually. Might have to look him up in this save in a second, just in case. Labros is wanted, but that's for real transfers. Bear in mind, the only reason Labros is here is because he complained about football time, so I did the whole, oh, I'll promise to loan you out type of thing. Obviously, we're just going to play him enough and then he won't care. But look, we've only got 12 players that are actually eligible for loan now. Oh, maybe a couple of these guys. A few new lads that have now become old enough that actually can be loaned out. We'll, loan status available for loan. These are just homegrown guys, like domestic players that come through our youth academy. Oh, thank you, Prince. Yeah, it was a really fun video to make. Insane attributes, only 2-star. Yeah, irrelevant. No, sorry. Yeah, so basically, think of star ratings as a guideline, right? Also, wow. Most of those would be clubs we won't actually want to send them to, but still. So say, for example, best example I have actually is LMS. Where's he gone? This guy here. So he's 3-star, 3-star now. I believe, but look at his actual attributes. Great tackling, marking and heading are really solid. He's 6'2", good on both feet, fast, jumping reach is fantastic. He's not overly aggressive or brave, but he's not underly aggressive or brave either. He's got great mentals. Only 24, right? He was 2.5 stars when we found him.
Do not hate me.
And
I am familiar with over 600
we wanted a backup, and he was still £13 million, but we signed him purely on his attributes and not really relating to the stars at all. However, at times, due to things like form, as you can see here, he's been as high as 4-star rated in our team. So I would always use stars as like an intro. It allows you to find, particularly with younger players, it will help you find them with the potential and whatnot. But if you're looking at slightly older players, try to look at attributes more. What would suit your style, I think, is way more important. Really on air. And Mike, thank you for the follows. I appreciate that tremendously. Stevang, yes, good shout. Actually, oh no, I'll do it like this. To give you an idea, surely that isn't him. Oh my god, it is. So this is the we loaned these two guys in at the same time. Hang on, I'll have to show it this because it's a bit fucked. The game star-wise rated both Stevang and LMS the same, just to give you an idea. And now look at the difference between the two of them. That's why I feel like it's so much more important to take a closer look. I think stars are way more important for younger players. Also, what they were doing, I just don't think that enough people would care about that specific conceit, Thomas, to make that an interesting video, unfortunately. Plus, you'd also have to have their careers be in jeopardy for that. Although I have got an idea for one where I actually follow one player their entire career and then continue making moves for them. That might be quite fun. Ojeda, no, most of these moves are not going to be viable. I think he'll just turn that one down anyway. Carpenter, I would love to get Stefan. Oh, bear in mind, we also have Carpenu as an option for when the wingers start to fall out of the team too. The Carp is a very solid player. Deramaze, God, he could do with what? What? Oh, of course he's English, isn't he? Fuck it, Wayne. If you're desperate to go, then given that he's one of our like youth players, I'm not super bothered about where he goes. And some more loanies. Oh, brilliant! I focused on him too much, chat. Squad building preserved. Yeah. AI generally are, especially when you leave a team as well. A regen football that can cross the ball. They do exist, although we still, I find, end up. What we've done a lot is retrained a lot of other players to play that role. Although weirdly this year I found that mostly I'm actually retraining fullbacks to play DM rather than the other way around. Estimate PA other than scouting stars? Not that I know of anyway. You can estimate CA. There's a formula for estimating CA based on attributes that you can see. Hadrian did it for once for Montiel, but I don't think there's anything you can do with PA for obvious reasons because it is supposed to be non-seeable. T-Clev, thank you for the follow. And James and Kathy, thank you for the 16 months.
I must be starting to make it as a content creator. I got my first ever actually comment.
Oh, this I need to hear.
Moment.
No, you can't just say that and not provide context, James. Sorry. I want to know what they actually on. Also, congrats on the success of your Chester video. That was amazing. Like, bear in mind, from where you were, to have 1,200 views overnight for a channel in your position is incredibly cool. Did you pick up subscribers from that video too? Hopefully. I'm sure you did. Probably stats to play myself. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you had like some calculator or something. I don't know, Hadrian. You do magical things all the time, and I'm just like, Hadrian probably knows how to do it. Oh, hello. Oh, he's on loan. From. Good to know. No science, just grunt work. That's the best way. Wait. Occasionally I'll just forget, so remind me if I forget those. Oh. Kishvada win. Good with a holiday. Okay, that's good. They're getting themselves back into that battle again now. Uipesh drawing again? I feel like they need it. Not that it really matters which of these two finish there because they're both in Champions League anyway. 1,800, yes. But some is what matters, James, right? It's a slow process, but it's just about building that up slowly because now those people are subscribed to you, which means that when you put another video out, you've got that inbuilt audience already, which... Oh, for fuck's sake. Nah, he's on 37. Wait, what year are we in? 34 now. No, are we 35? Fine. You know what? Navarro needs a new contract. If he's not willing to wait, I'm going to give him one. He is going to require lots of money, but I also think that he's an insanely important... Fuck. I should have checked that first. But now we've kind of... I don't want to upset him further. Let's see how much he'd want. It's going to be like 40 grand. Or 50. Thank you, Damien. Thank you, Rick. Oh, what's this? Oh, you've actually got them both in your save. Why don't I have either of them in my save? God damn it. I thought the Holly came through at Blast Speetons. And Micah FC United, surprisingly. Oh yeah, I'm taking Twitch out. Twitch is gonna buy me dinner, damn it. It's about time they start giving back. Right, well, I think he just needs a new deal. Strengthen the following areas of the first new squad. Isn't that like literally one of our most strong areas of the entire team? With Velazquez, Kraus, Yamis, him. He's literally one of them. That's weird. Oh, okay, that's not so bad then. Plus, I feel like we could still get that down a little bit with maybe a higher agent fee. Oh, fuck, wrong way. All right, Johnny Rodriguez. So I've just ended up paying his agent more money and not getting anything out of that. Brilliant. I really wish that... I feels like contract negotiations are still a bit fucky in FM, where you offer them a load of stuff, and then they just reject everything that you want, but also keep the things that you've given them in the contract. And it just feels like that's really irritating that happens. And then if you try to take that stuff out again and go back to the original deal they wanted, they then get pissy at you about it. And that to me is just really stupid. But oh well. England, France, Germany, Holland, and UEFA. Oh yeah, could be Portugal and Holland in the title, but thumbnail says highlight Portugal as Spain. Reply saying you obviously haven't watched the video. Yeah, people will do that though. It is what it is. Which is why, for example, like in the agent video where I was doing the edit for the first half and I realized that I'd said staying in Munich instead of staying in Germany, which is obviously what I had in the script. And I was like, if I don't put something about this in the video, I know I'm going to get an actually, Borussia Mönchengladbach are based in Gladbach, which is nowhere near Munich. So, you know. And I just couldn't be arsed with it. Though admittedly, I should probably leave that stuff in. Just because better for engagement, isn't it? Andre Susha, thank you very much for the follow. And for Fana as well. Thank you, friends. That's very kind of you. Montiel, how long have you got left? Okay, he actually does need a new contract because it's up next year. So I'm going to... is there a way of... Okay, I wish there was a way I could like promise to give him a new contract and then fulfill the promise, because that would actually give our relationship a bump, but... I'd rather get them contracts at the same time. Yeah, if we did this at the same time, he's going to want less. Because if I wait until the other contract is signed... I love how little he wants, by the way. I'd be willing to bet he'd actually take less than that. What is the point in even having negotiation, then? Okay. Oh, no. The way to really piss people off is you got to refer to FCSB as Steaua Bucharest. Solid at the back. I figured, Daz. I figured. For progress and form, sometimes, but it's really kind of irrelevant to us, really, because the answer is yes, we do check, but regardless of what we're seeing, it doesn't really change much. Some are going to perform well, some are going to perform less well, just because they're going to play less. Although Javier Bonus played very well in that one game. Oh, on the Palace penalty, honestly, I couldn't see. I only saw one little highlight of it, and I didn't see why it was not overturned personally. But it just looked insanely soft and kind of the point of VAR. But as usual, they're afraid to actually disagree with the referee, it seems. But again, I didn't see enough of it. Maybe there's angles where it changes things. Somebody's agreed playing time. You're a future prospect. He needs a loan so badly, because otherwise, I'm just going to end up selling him, and it sucks because he was such a bomb-ass player out on loan. To upset that. Oh yeah, well, I mean, you know, I'm not afraid to do that now. I don't care so much about actually doing that, as you remember from, of course, the whole video where the whole idea was to annoy people with the Endrick one. Thank you, Barney. Keeping the wages so low. This is going to sound sort of counterintuitive. Well, not counterintuitive. We keep the wages low by keeping the wages low. So what I mean by that is, I try not to offer a random player a moon money contract if I can avoid it, because then the moment you do it once, everyone else wants to be brought up to that same level. So for the last sort of 5 years, most of our contracts have been around 10 to 15 up to 20,000. Now we're starting to enter that era where we can start to pay 40 to 50,000. So a lot of our big star players are going to end up around about 50,000 a week now, which is fine because we've got the cash for it. But we're just really, really tight on wages. I will not sign players that want stupid money, because I know that I can find other players elsewhere that won't want that money. And you only have to break the wage structure for one player and everyone wants that contract. Like, we had a guy that was looking for like £110,000 a week. If I'd assigned him, next time it came for all these contracts, they all would have won £110,000 a week. And you have to be patient with it. Hello, Sam. How's it going, man? Oh, how dare you? Scones fighter! Or scones fighter? That is the question. Or is that the idea of the name, to provoke discussion? But thank you for the follow. Bobby Tree to Dortmund, obviously. Where else? Okay, this is obviously... I think we'll sim this just to be sure. Biscuit fighter, indeed. Is it bank holiday tomorrow? I keep forgetting. Oh, yeah, that is not good. Right, we want to rotate. So we'll go Bobby. Actually, I'll go Lavros for today. Just for the memes. We'll do... Oh, God, if Carp was fit... Fuck, I forgot them. I actually totally forgot them. Actually, you know what? I know what we'll do. We'll do Milovanovic for the memes. And we'll do Mihail on the right. Got to start getting these guys some performances. I bet for fun. I imagine it's just kind of a numbers game, innit? Just apply for... It depends on what type of job you're applying for, I suppose. I imagine if it's a really specific field, I guess it must be more difficult to just scattergun it, I guess. And remember, just lie on your CV. Oh, what? They actually unironically put him left back. Are we that short of... Wow, we actually are. Oh, yeah, by the way, Africa Cup of Nations is why we're missing all of our players. So that's why we're missing Darla and Jarju. Well, actually not Jarju, but most of the other good players. We're going to have to play Xavier Lethbridge-Cattell. Xavier's actually going to have to play right. Look at the state of our situation here. We have no players. They've all... Our defence is just pissed off to AFCON. I hate that happens and you miss Champions League games because of it. It is frustrating. Definitely a numbers game. This is very true. I applied for an accountancy job once. Did not get it, obviously. Right. Drink swap time. 118 game. Ah, yeah, 108. That's actually more than Lucas. Also, bear in mind, apparently this stack overflows as well. So if we let this get, or this one technically, get to 128, it's going to start going negative. Much like our loans. 36 hours over 400. That's ridiculously good, James. I don't think you understand how good that is for a... Now, obviously, I feel like when you're at a small channel size, it's going to be like that for a bit, but still, that's awesome. I'm just super happy for you, man. It's awesome to see someone, like, take that shit and go for it. More of a words game. So, you know, you said you're applying for lexicography jobs. What sort of job specifically would that be? Obviously, you know, I realize you can't give direct examples for obvious reasons for doxy stuff, but, like, is there... What industry would that be specifically in? I've always been really fascinated by linguistics, so this is just a really thing I'm interested in. But the Europa League, hell yeah. Things you'll have to see. Wait. Oh, I could have played Rivadavia at right back, but oh well, here we are. What a goal because they scored from the shot. Oh, good point. I hadn't thought about that. Hey, Tony. I am excellent, my friend. Just vibing. It's one of those days. Also, no, we started an hour ago, Argyle, because it's a Sunday. I start an hour earlier on Sundays. 3-1, good stuff. Tex-Mex, Mihail, and Ojeda. Just good to see Tex-Mex scoring another goal. Wait. Although it's annoying that he came off the bench at all, honestly. But you live and learn, I suppose. Ferencváros with a good win. No, I was out shopping pretty much all day yesterday. Oh, yes. So I saw nothing really from sports yesterday until I saw some football highlights yesterday. I saw some stuff on TikTok about the collision, but other than that, I saw like Verstappen calling him a dickhead. Although that was mostly from a podcast I was listening to this morning. So Živko Veličkov. Well, there's a right back. Can cross as well and tackle. It's the dream. Živko Veličkov. We'll just send him straight for a little... Oh, no. I reckon with him, we just send him straight to Gonzalo. It's going to be making the silly noise again. Oh, actually, wait. Well, while I'm here, because I've got a couple more in there too, honestly. that might even be worth a cheeky gander. Although I feel like we would have looked at Yanko before. But regardless. Can't hurt. Right, scout report. Okay. Oh. Magno is 25 and quite expensive. Jesus. Okay, no, we're going to have a look at him as well. Palmer's gone to Arsenal now, so we can remove him from the shortlist, sadly. They paid... Oh, Palmer was the guy that wanted 110 grand a week, wasn't he? He was literally the player we were just discussing. We'll get rid of him now. Navio has now moved to Inter as well. So he was at Vitória de Guimarães. So he can go off the list as well. Okay. Okay, these guys are all reasonable and marginal and whatnot. Mango looks very interesting. Plus, we can change his name to Mango. It's the dream. Okay, so 12 guys here. Gabriel Hardy. Wait, no. Doesn't that mean they're a... That's an in-progress report, so those aren't actually real reports. Weirdly, that's another one of those you've started scouting reports. So we'll leave those guys for the moment. So that's Pretzel. I feel like Pretzel's kind of gone from us right now. There's Romero. I'm not sure what I think about Romero, honestly. Who scouted him? That's Vucevic's work. Lately, anyway. Another Velázquez. I'm not sure about him. Pretzel's good, but he's very expensive. Still only 18, though. And he's very much a DM. 16 million, though. Maybe for the summer? When does he turn 18? 19, rather. I just don't know if I want to drop 16.5 million on him. I know we have a bit of cash again now, but we also have to worry about the finances beyond the cash. We're not buying another Hardy, but they're so good. Four-hour races. Oh, bit of endurance stuff. I've seen all sorts of ideas to how they can shake that up, because this is brand new, isn't it? The Nipsey's name. Oh, that's a note. So you can put notes on players to remind you of certain things at certain times. So we had a note on Pretzel to sign him when he was 18 or something, but then he signed a new contract, so we couldn't. Oh, no, wait. We can't sign him now anyway, can we? Because of that exact reason, if I remember. Oh, no. Okay, we can. 16 million is just a lot. So, for example, if you go into here, you'll see one here that says Buy Me Brew, which is, yeah. Let's just remove that for now. Just so we don't get the little annoying bit on him. I think we revisit him potentially in the summer and care less about the age thing and see what the money situation is like. Particularly when we get some money for Hobson Abdul Nabi. With the investment, the issue is, though, right? Ignoring our transfer budget, it's the money we currently have. You know what? Plus, we get to change his name to Pretzel. He would have to be an anchor. We've got a lot of anchors, though. Velázquez, Yamin, Kraus, Zoltan. It would depend on what he'd expect in terms of playing time, actually, I think. Let's see what he actually wants. He's very good. 16 is just a lot to drop on a player like that, really. Romero, I ain't entirely fussed with. Have a funny name. Yeah, I'll tell you what, right? If his name was Santos. Actually, no, if his name Santos would be funnier. If his name was just Santos, I'd be like, am I that bothered? But his name is Pretzel. And that adds 5 million to their value. It just does. I don't make the rules. So in January market, well, we might be about to. But I haven't signed anyone else yet. Other than what we signed before, anyway. He's a bit salty. It depends, yeah. Great, very limber, though. Jonathan Velázquez, he's just a bit. I think in the summer, bear in mind, once we've got our finances sorted out, our plan is to go a bit loan farm shopping and pick up players exactly like that. But for now, I'm content to kind of just ignore them a little bit for the moment while we do a bit more of more business shopping. Alex Hall, he's way too expensive, even if he's good, which he is-ish, but he'd have to be like 5-star potential for me to be interested in him. Jorge Luis at Grêmio. He's just a bit meh. And this is why I think in the summer... Oh, by the way, this is that goalkeeper we really like from Colo Colo. He's dropped. Because I believe this is a Siegrist report. Fuck. All right, let me get one more report from Gonzalo on him to make a proper decision. Because what's happened is basically the report from Gonzalo's probably come through and then I've sent it around again. And obviously that's then fucked up the rating. I think these guys are probably not amazing. But yeah, these are the kind of players I think in the summer it might be worth us actually picking a few of these guys up to really bump up the loan farm a little bit. So I think that might be our priority during the next transfer window, is to actually try and sign guys like that. Potentially. I think the reason I'd want to sign Pretzel, if we're going to sign him, it has to be now because of his wages aren't too bad. We'll get rid of this shit because he's Brazilian. So we can abuse the shit out of that. 18k when you get an international clause. Ah, wait, no, I'm an idiot. Sorry, I realize you have to match what they want in the league clause. Otherwise, it's pointless. Why would that be good for them? In fact, sometimes you have to go over it a little bit. That should be enough. Yeah, there we go. 7-year contract. Good stuff. Hey, Marius. Thank you, friend. Right, we reject the loan back because he has to come in now. Obviously, our window, remember, has another another 2 weeks on it as well. He is a bit expensive. So I'm good, Marius. How are you, man? They're unhappy. That's unfortunate. Thank you, friends, for the partner stuff. Yeah, that was... I definitely don't remember them doing this last year. Maybe it's only like 3-year thing. Oh, he's definitely going to get one stupid call up, isn't he? But it just has so much diminishing effects. Yeah. To be fair, he's not actually a centre-back, Neil. Well, he is, but we're not planning to use him as a centre-back. I couldn't care less about the centre-back's height. It's their jumping reach that gets me. And he only has 10 jumping reach, so he will be a DM for us for sure. Aguilar's been... Look at that. 7 years on loan at Ferencváros now. 51 caps. What a guy. I get the feeling he might be the type of player that... In fact, have I given him a new contract? No. He might be the type of player that might need a new contract. Forgot your dips. That's... I mean, I would eat a chicken select dry just because I'm a big fan of the chicken select regardless. So I would definitely stoop to those levels for sure. But, you know, each to their own. Maybe I'm a psychopath. Who knows? Pushkas is 25, yeah. If you think of how long ago we actually signed him from Debrecen. Look how many players they have on loan from us. It's good. This is like Sligo numbers. 25 years old now, Andrzej Pushkas. He's been on loan from us for 8 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 years he's been on loan from the £600,000. To be fair, they've done well out of this. They got 600 grand and they've got their player for the last 8 years. It's beautiful. And he's got 48 caps for Hungary now. Like, Pushkas has become a solid Hungarian international player. Speaking of internationals, how's Zoltan getting on? Is he still knocking about in the Hungarian national team? He's got 11 caps for Hungary now as Zoltan. He's still only 18 and he has 11 caps for Hungary. Needs a few more games for Kishvada, I'd say, though. Yeah, I think with a lot of those Brighton players, it's just going to take FM a little while to catch up more than anything, I think. Actually, I don't think I'll bother scouting their second side because they clearly never keep players in it. This is a good way of learning that. He is getting better, yeah. He'll never be a world beater, but he could be a very solid player. The fact that he's already got 11 caps for Hungary, a Hungary side that was capable of qualifying for the World Cup, let's not forget. They've definitely improved. 22 million! Pull the next one, City. Your man wants to go to Chelsea. That's fine, though, because I will find this deal. Beautiful. Montiel is the answer to every one of those. Except for the Hossein Abdelnaby being a penis. But other than that. Oh, yes, James. I've been looking forward to it. Congrats on your success, my friend. There you go. And have a nice day. The Moose they deserve. Yeah, they fixed a few of them. But, not really? All right, it's a 10-year. Thinks he's a big deal, apparently. Any poggers in the Plovdivs? Plamen Vidulov. Probably not, honestly. Wonderful, talented. Oh, yeah, he's a blessed penis. Of course. Whatever that could possibly mean. I'm kind of curious to see what we can come up with to absolutely slay the league. See, the thing is, these offers are just shit. If we got a big enough bid, I'd be tempted, but we still haven't. Oh, finally! Finally, someone wants Patrice. Not that I want to sell him, of course. Frustrated with the move to Manchester City. Yeah, obviously he wasn't going to kill that. I mean, you're not a professional. You've already explained many ways how... Wait. Oh, shit. No! Well, that's different, isn't it? That is very different. What a dick. Yeah, professional dickhead. Yeah, indeed. Right, okay, in that case, I might just sell him now if we get a bid on him.
Here's a fun fact. Voltaire can track
Get the money.
It's just 2 blocks from here.
He's very Jarju-esque, isn't he? That was nothing he'd already announced his intentions to leave anyway, but we were going to try and sell him, but now we offer him out. We've still got offers on. Oh, you're right. It's actually transfer deadline day, isn't it?
I open my own.
Because we'll only get less and less money. Right, let's try and just dump him out for 50 million and see what happens. Basically, how much are Dortmund willing to pay us? This is the question I'm truly asking here. Ryan Gooding and ABBA, thank you very much for the follows. Right, we'll drop out 50. He's always been a bit of a wimp anyway, but it is disappointing to have that happen. But it is what it is. Ah, dear. Value bump in the players in this. So basically, in this one, Tony, we haven't really ever had a value bump per se, because the game is far more dynamic with that this year, and I actually really like the way that it handles it. So the players' values are often dictated more on the interest in the players than the specifics of 50 million for Manchester City. Yes, lads. Fuck. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. We just turned off 50 fucking million. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'll call them back up again. It's fine. We'll call them back up. I forgot that when you offer them out like that, you can't do that. It's only when they come to you after the offer out that you can get away with that. That's fine. Because you can only negotiate if they don't offer the price you wanted. So, for example, if I offer him out now, I bet you if I try to negotiate with Barca here, it will let me negotiate it. It's only if they don't offer the price you want. So now if I offer that... Please, City, come back. I swear. I've just seen a timeline here where I turn down that 50 million and then he leaves for free. No, it's only 11 a.m. We've got time. He's not done well there. He has really not done well there. It's fine, chat. I've called them up and I pretended that I accidentally hung up on them. I said that was meant for someone else. Oh, right. 50 million for Hossam Abdelnaby. It's not as much as I would like, but it's at least... Hey, it's me. I'm the problem. Indeed, innit? McGrath's go to Cheltenham. Enjoy the festival. I come back. I didn't mean it. I chased them through the airport, chat. I like Thomas Brody Sangster in Love Actually. Right. Dortmund want... Of course they do. Bayern... 52 million... Wow, we're getting 52 million pound bids on Patrice already. And he's only a 3-starer in this team. Him and Montiel is going to be insane. Yeah, I went through a tunnel. It's fine. I pressed the wrong button. I didn't mean to say 53 million. Makes you wonder if we could have got more. We do kind of, because we've got Rivadavia that can slot into that role once he's learned it. It's not ideal, but I feel like I'd much rather have the 50 million for him now than risk losing him for free. It's annoying, though, because he's a penis of a human. And now Silva's going to go, look at the fucking... Now worth 300 million the moment he joins Manchester City on £250,000 a week. I think we've actually done okay with wingbacks. Not only have we found a decent amount of wingbacks. Let go. Bruv wanted to leave. What was I supposed to do? Yeah. I love that. Allowed to leave. This is what I find annoying about FM. The one thing. Players come to you to complain about you not letting their teammates leave, right? Which means they're aware of the fact that their teammates want to leave. Yet, when you sell a player who has decided to leave, they get pissy at you for letting them leave. It's it's so annoying. Ah, dear. Yeah, unfortunately, what's happened is we've lost Hossam. Fredster, thank you for the follow. Oh, sorry, we already have a Fredster in chat. I got confused there. Rotation for Reva. Not really, no. That's going to be an area that we're probably going to have to strengthen massively this summer. Fight to keep them in it. Yeah. But on the plus side, finances are now fine. We have made a profit of 56 million this year. On the plus side, we no longer have to worry about the fact that we've overspent a little bit on pretzel. Like, sometimes our salty snacks are just exactly that. Good right back out on loan. We do have Stevenson Farine. Honestly, this might be one of those times where obviously it won't matter for the Champions League. And actually, since we can't register him for the Champions League anyway... Oh no, we get another registration window after the group stage, don't we? Right? We do, don't we? Before I do anything, we do get another registration window, don't we? So we could register Farine. Yeah, okay, in that case, let's have a look. If he's playing loads, Okay, that's just a few like stalled offers and stuff like that. Pretzel, nah. Pretzel's... Actually, I don't know. We'll have to have a look. Let's check how he's actually doing. If I could just find where he is. I want to know how often he's playing. Oh, he's at Budapest and has played 24 times for them this season. He's probably who we'd bring... Like, if I was to bring someone back from loan, it would probably be someone like Farine. We could just find an insane right back randomly. I have done that before. Increases percentage of receipts on sales. What? I don't think you understand. I don't get to decide that. That is not my decision. Believe me, if I could, I would change that. But that is a very much board decision. You're right. I think that's what we should do. Bear in mind, our window goes on for another 2 weeks, so we're not entirely pressed. So because we don't, our transfer window doesn't finish till the 14th, so we can sign anyone we like. It's only outgoing players to Europe that matters right now. But I would like to have a little look. Screw it. We'll do a bit of manual. Let's have a manual look. Actually, before we do that, I just want to see whether Pretzel can actually... Not that I want to play him there, obviously, but I just want to see if he actually could cover it. Nah, no crossing. No familiarity either, which is kind of important. That's another thing. With the whole FFP shit, you kind of have to spend the money not long after you get it either, because otherwise you'll get screwed on FFP for it, which is really dumb. Oh, there's a Novician there. So right wing back. I'll set it to 20... I don't want to... Let's do 27, but I would rather not. Okay, right wing backs. Obviously, let's get the right filter up. Wing back attack. All right. But unfortunately, with wing back attack, you'll often not know their crossing or dribbling attributes unless you've really good scouting knowledge of them, because they don't tend to get that knowledge straight off the bat on wing backs. Yeah, watch Hossenby at the top. But we'll still use that as an example, because it is useful to know. But tackling is the key thing first. Tackling, then crossing and dribbling. And obviously, pace will generally come with it. We could ask the DOF first. True. I want to have a little look first, just to see if there's anyone that stands out in the meantime. I mean, already played for another team. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, they would be cup type. Would he? Actually, would he? I thought they got rid of that now for this version of the Champions League. I can't remember. I might be wrong about that. But you're right. I don't know if we'd be able to register him anyway, considering he's already played for Budapest in the Champions League this season. I want to get down to the point where... There we go. Hard to vote. Yeah, a lot of these guys are just... I want to see some guys we've got a bit more knowledge of. So someone that's probably playing already for like a European side. So here we go. People like this. But he's got no crossing ability. Charles Bamber at Dortmund. Way too expensive. Good player, but way too expensive. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Best place to scout. I mean, there's loads of places, but that's not how I do my scouting specifically, because I find that if you focus too much on saying, hey, this is the best place to scout, you don't ignore everywhere else, and that sort of is not a particularly effective way of finding good players, because you just miss everyone that isn't from that particular nation. Last minute supplement in it though, yeah. Yeah, we start buying from Dortmund. They pull the Uno reverse card on us. Let's ask the DOF for now. It's really kind of like... Wingbacks are notoriously awful for this, because the actual things that you want in a wingback... So the reason for this is... Scouts consider them defenders, because that's literally what they are. The problem is, they will prioritise knowing their defensive attributes over the things you actually care about. And as a result, you won't have a lot of basic information about their crossing, dribbling and stuff like that until you go for a more detailed scout report, which is a very annoying... it's one of the few roles in the game that is a big problem with, but wingbacks are particularly bad for that. What will be there? Will be there a junior affiliate? Let me try. Yeah, Doffy time. See what the Doff's got. Yozak has done well for us in the past with this sort of stuff, so let's try all of these and see what he fancies. Oh, he's only 85 million, is he? Oh, is that all? Yeah, he's a bit alright, isn't he? Like, is that all? £120,000 a week on £85 million. Okay. Juve guy here? Probably not either. I mean, again, insanely good player, but not what we're buying. And O'Malley is still way too expensive, and he's also a bit older. Okay, maybe not that, Yozak. Could we try again? I wish you could give him, like, a budget. Bear in mind, there's a still above our budget, which is odd. I find that when you've got more money, they tend to be worse for this. Maybe a loanee? £100,000 a week. Good lord. Liam Skinner from Liverpool. He'd be alright cover. Ignoring this, just purely looking at his attributes, I think if he played, his form would carry him up. As cover, he'd... Oh, yeah, his contract's up. You're right. Hang on. One thing I want to check. That. If we try to sign him, they'll just extend his contract. So what we do is we sign him for... We sign him for... Oh, hang on. He's listed. Now... Right, the thing is, right, he's listed as surplus to requirements, right? Which means we can sign him for £1.1 million, which I think would be worth doing, right? Clearly. But I've genuinely been in a situation before on a save when a player was listed as surplus to requirements, and I thought, you know what, let's just try and get him. And they actually extended his contract. Obviously, that isn't going to happen here, but I think it was probably best to just pay the £1 million. End of contract, Arby's. I don't think you can you? To be fair, this guy's actually really good. He reminds me a bit of Joe Medinger in that he's that type of player. For 1.1 million just to cover us over. No, attribute-wise, he's great. Like he reminds me so much of a Medinger with the huge resale because English. And you know how expensive English players are when you're not English. Or when you are. Yeah, he's very flippable. No, exactly right, Anarith. Let's try again. Wait, there is end of contracts. I'm an idiot. One guy, Mattia Zanotti, 32. Nah, not signing a 32-year-old. Oh, he's a real player as well. That would be a waste of our time because he would want stupid money. Is there anyone I didn't click? Free transfer? That seems unlikely that we're going to find a good free transfer, but you never know. Can't hurt to try. Yeah, no, I thought so. Let me just see if he's got any more transfer, because he suggested 3, but he might have more in his locker. Sometimes they'll give you more. Or do you have to go off the screen or something? I swear there's a way of getting more options when you... Try that roll. Good shout, yeah. Wow, really? None? Yeah, let's advance today and come back in. Because we're not in a rush to actually sign him, because our window is fine. Skinner is incredibly interested. I bet he is. Fringe player, that's fine. It says estimated cost of 0, but like obviously $1 million to us is kind of irrelevant. I would quite like a long contract for him because he's not asking for too much money. Has he got any England caps? No. Saz, I don't know if you're in chat actually. Does this screen display second nationality? Because that would be a really useful functionality to have on this screen, would be able to see second nationality, just in case you forget to look and don't want to back out and actually check. I think it's unlikely he's got another nationality, but this will just allow us to get his contract price down a bit to like 13k probably. There we go. I know, Liverpool I don't think are our senior affiliate anymore. Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. Nah, he's born in Stockport of all places. But yeah, that would be a really cool little feature to be able to put there. So the Cuba flag. I don't think Malero... Does Malero have... Not Malario. That sounds like something you don't want to get. Didn't realise he was Cuban. Oh, he is. Love that. Love that for him. Okay, so Liam Skinner. That he has a proper League One name. I don't know why. It just sounds very League One. But now he's going to get in the big leagues. Yeah, I mean, he strikes me one of these players that might actually have really nice potential. Montiel, new contract. Boom. 2039 for Big L Montiel. And he's now vice captain. I think when Jarju eventually moves on, he moves into becoming captain. There's no way that Montiel doesn't deserve to be captain. Ludogorets. Oh, go on. Give me a good one. Yotov. Maybe worth a scout. Just so we've got something to look at. Ignore those. Get that one again. Cool. Hey, the Groovy Gamer. How's it going, man? That's fine by me. Hang on, did they lose money on him? I think we absolutely done Al Nasser there. £14 million we sold him to them. And then they somehow lose money on him by selling him to Spurs. Damn. I always thought, when I saw that they'd bid that amount, I was like, you've paid too much, my friends. And I'm glad that we made that decision to sell him. Football players. Hey, I love my save in Stockport County. Levy's just doing business. Right. Who's actually available for this game? Castillo, Malero, Silva, Tex-Mex. Pretty much the same lineup as last time, isn't it, really? Because As far as I know, the others are still not back from AFCON, so it's going to be the same lads, I think. Oh, yeah, because they're in the squad, aren't they? So it's going to have to be... No, wait. Yamin and Antunes at centre-back. Are we having a bubble bath? I mean, Patrice has got to come in. Patrice has got to come in. Christ, who plays next to him? This is what happens when all of your players disappeared at AFCON. LMS is injured. Christ. I mean, he's going to have to start. I can't play 2 DMs. Oh, Darla's on the bench. You're right, he is. It's not ideal, but he's going to have to play centre-back. He is probably still jet-lagged. He's probably come straight from the airport. Do you know what? I'm going to play Montiel as a right-back and Darla as a centre-back because, and this is my logic for that, Darla will have to do less running as a centre-back than he will do as a wing-back. And I think that he's so tired, we almost need to preserve his legs. And Montiel is quite capable of playing right-back. That is actually my logic here. He will get through less running. And also Montiel's a cracking right-back. So... It's a weird thing to do to play these guys out of position like that, but that is genuinely the logic I'm using here. I don't think I got Roko Simic. He was fantastic for my... Christ, when did I have Simic? Was it at Dinamo Zagreb and Outcast Icons? I think it was. But at least AFCON's coming to an end now. Just as well we didn't have any really important games here. I do find it annoying that the one thing about these Champions League games being played after Christmas is it massively does interfere with AFCON. And... that does seem... I suppose at the end of the day, you'll know that when signing players that are likely to get called up for AFCON, I guess. It's just frustrating to lose almost our entire defence every single time it comes around. Like, hold it every 5 years or something. Jeez. Right. Budapest are away at Barcelona. Okay, never mind. Ferencváros, tell me they've got at least a winnable game. Never mind. They're away at Manchester City. God, they really did get a dreadful group. Like a dreadful set of draws. Or did they just fuck up all their... Because they did have some easy games and they just bottled it, if I recall. At least Budapest's game's towards the top, so we can keep an eye on it. Already 1-0. Yeah, watch it be 3 wins. 1-0 with Phil Foden, who's still playing. I definitely think we've improved since turning off work ball into the box, especially in European games. It does seem to have made a little difference for us, and it's made us a bit more expansive. I'm not sure how much difference, truth be told. And I still think there's a better tactical setup out there for us, which will take us a bit of incubation to find it. This is 2035, so season 13, I think. Oh, go on, sip him in. That right run. That's probably not it, but still. Lovely pass for Navarro from midfield. He's missed the target. God damn it. That was a nice bit of play. Navarro bombing forward from roaming playmaker. Struggling to get shots on target today, which is a bit of a concern. Oh, good save again. This might be one of these games where actually working the ball into the box might work. Yeah, City were always likely to beat Ferencváros. Mainly because they're shit this year. Like, Ferencváros are just genuinely terrible in Europe this year. This will be their second straight season in the Champions League groups. So it's over 16 matches without winning a game in Europe. It's not ideal. They did have a tough one. Only has a tracker. I mean, we could do all sorts. That's the great thing. We could try out all sorts of stuff to make a fun shape that will work. I'm completely open to changing shapes, everything about it. Valero, Tex-Mex! I get the feeling that that guy might have interfered with the goalkeeper slightly there. I feel like he might have just about got in the way. Yeah. Yeah, they're disallowing that one. Frustrating, but Malero was very much in an offside position there. Double. Oh, there's all sorts. Oh, that was the offside. Oh, okay. I thought the offside was going to be given for the fact that he's actually running past the keeper when the ball is played, but okay. Still only 1-0 to Barcelona against Budapest. Like, this is the thing. Even when they've lost games, they've not been battered. They've really shown huge fortitude in Europe this season. Despite having harder games as well than Ferencváros. Oh, Montiel, look at him go. Look at him go. He's a majestic gazelle down the right-hand side. Ooh, maybe Castillo from distance. This is usually within his range. Oh, so close. The double goalkeeper. Things you'll have to see. Castillo's going to struggle to get involved in this game a little bit. Uh-oh. That's fine. Nice. Montiel. Oh, look at him go. Oh, that's a... oh, wait. Hang on. The keeper's out. He's doing mad stuff, and he's yeeting it. I think Montiel keeps running to the centre-back. Spurs are so weird, though. They're an absolute basket case of a club. I think there's every chance that it could just randomly end up being, like, 1-1 or something. Because I expected, like, United would actually hammer them, and they kind of were for a bit, and then they just weren't. So, I feel like it's been one of those games that everyone expects to go a certain way, and it just ends up being a boring 1-1 draw or something with, like, a Harry Kane penalty or something. That looks like it's going to be a pen. Kino Snow on it, in it. It's actually on purpose, Ironic Christian, in this game. There we go. I would take a 5-all. I'm looking for a nice afternoon of football. Pog and I are getting an Indian takeaway later. It's going to be a lovely old day. Castillo, and it's very dangerous, but bottom corner. So there's a set of traffic lights in like a little village near us that Pog has to go through to go to work. She drove today. And Load FM, thank you very much for the raid, my friend. How was stream? I hope it went well. And the traffic lights there are dodgy to the point where they sometimes like break entirely and they just stay on locked on red. But you can't ever tell. And one time they got broken, and one side was locked on red, the other side was locked on green for like 10 minutes. But basically, Pog doesn't want to go back there. So I was trying to make her like, oh, there's another way you can go that avoids that section. But I tried to make a Google map thing for her that used a different route. And when I sent it to her, like the shared map, Google reverted the map back to their optimized route. Like, what's the point in letting me plan a route for her if they're then just going to optimize it back to the route that they chose in the first place that takes you through that exact section? So I love a chicken tikka masala myself. Some nice garlic and coriander naan. Just good shit. And so what I've done before stream, literally about 5 minutes before stream, is I went on Google Street View with my stream set up and I street viewed the route from where I needed to take the turn all the way till it comes back onto the road, and then I'm going to send her the video after stream. That's my plan. That's the plan right there. Yeah, actually, chat, what's your Indian order? I'm curious. Keeper should have had that. Come across that new job. Oh, yeah, no, seriously. Even now when it happens, and I'm like, because you just don't know how long to wait before you go, is this actually broken? Because they had a similar situation almost like half a mile from that same set of traffic lights. And I sat there for like 5 or so minutes, and we were all sort of sat there, and we kind of went, okay, clearly this is broken, because cars were still coming through the other way. So we kind of figured it must be locked on green. And it was. The traffic lights just fucked up, and one side was dead red, the other side was green. It was just stuck like that. So eventually you have to run the red light, because otherwise you're just going to be sat there all day. It wasn't like it was manned or anything. There was no like roadworks going on. Very annoying. It was a set of traffic lights that had been set up by a housing development clearly were building something. That's why it was a bit weird. Oh, bear in mind, this is a different set of traffic lights. It just happens to be less than half a mile from this other set of traffic lights. It's because there's a building development going up. Lemon chicken. I always thought lemon chicken is more of a Chinese thing. That's because maybe that's because the only time I've ever had lemon chicken was in a Chinese restaurant. Just feel that working to the box is the right move. I'm not sure. Like, creativity today has been pretty solid without it. I think there's a time and a place for it. We just need to try and figure out exactly when we need to use it and not use it. But I still like having it off by default. Mainly because I just found myself turning it off too often in matches to the point where it feels like turning it on should be the decision to make rather than whether it should come off. Another goal for Castillo, though, which is good. Hasn't scored that much this season. I think that's something we also need to do with that other tactical idea, is to maybe sort out a system that really will allow our strikers to start just killing it in front of goal. Because between them, they've barely racked up that many goals this season. It's been mostly about the 3 guys behind them. It's a great pass, though. Top 8 on it could be. Oh, it's bloody close, you know. We might actually get top 8 with 16 points, which would be under what I was expecting.
Do not hate me.
Castillo's not. You're right.
600 dance moves and I am
Miro, thank you for the follow. Right, come on, breakaway chance again. Let's have a third goal. Not that goal difference matters here, but it's always nice just to score a few extra goals in Europe, bump the stats up a little bit and all that jazz. Here we go. Still, he's going to shoot, isn't he? Yeah. Walk out of the truck reversing and switch lights to manual, then forget to change it back. Possibly. These ones are near the entrance to the site. The other ones that broke when I was stuck at the traffic lights weren't. They were further down. I believe they were having to do some stuff with the water main, some of the water pipes from down there. Like further down, because that's obviously where the connection, the junction point for it was to then go onto the housing estate. that they were building, and I believe that's why that one got mucked up, potentially. Benfica, no. Yeah, that's true. It could also screw us if they get one goal. Who are they playing? I didn't actually see. Every chance it could go wrong, but we've actually done well to pull ourselves out of a hole because we started this season's Champions League really poorly with some of those awful results. As you say, though, 9th might honestly be more fun. Advance forward with the same instructions. What, you think that might allow him to get evolved still the way he is in the build-up, but then also be a little bit more proactive? Great clearance from Dala as well. Love to see it. Oh, shit. That's a really nice cross, annoyingly. Red and Darren, thank you very much for the 8 months.
Afternoon.
Afternoon, my friend. How's it going? That is awarded. Crap. We've... For number sub, I mean, sub for who? Which centre-back are you bringing on? We don't have any. I mean, these two are not centre-backs, and I'd be concerned about us losing that aerial threat, but I don't think we've got much choice. I guess Santos, perhaps? Might have to be Santos for a bit. I'm just not entirely convinced by that. I just don't want to get hurt more than anything. I don't want to bring on Ojeda at left-back, because we saw what happened last time we tried that. I might get Malero off, actually, for Labros. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he can play centre-back, but... Actually, he does have 50... He's got 14 jumping reach. Yeah. Actually... We'll get those two off and replace them. Then we'll get Kraus on instead. There. And what I was actually going to do is take Malero off and give Labros a bit of a run. Because he always just does stuff in Europe. We can, Banksy, but then you always run the risk, potentially. Say we came 9th, for example, and then we drew Liverpool. There's every chance that they could just sweep us there. Or Chelsea, potentially. Or Man City. We could get Man City. Sorry, you're right. We can't draw Liverpool if we came 9th, but we could draw Man City. And I just don't really want to run that risk. Potentially. Although, there's every chance it could happen anyway. It's also still only 1-0 to Barca. That's insane. Like, Újpest could pull out a random late equaliser there. 7-0 to Bayern Munich against Roll, which is disturbing from them. We've underperformed a little bit today as well. But not a little bit. We've underperformed a lot. We've XG of 4 and it's 2-1. Moving to the left makes it... While we're on... Really? Well, we could always try advance forward and then left. As Castillo misses it. Benfica losing. That's going to make us worse. You're right. I don't think there's anything that could really happen that could help us, because I think Liverpool and Chelsea are both winning, aren't they? From what I can see. So it was Benfica that needed to win to knock us out there. Not knock us out, but put us into 9th spot. I think there's... I think it would still be better for us to come 9th, you're right. Because obviously, yes, we could draw Manchester City, but the chances are still fairly low. How has he missed there? Oh, incoming team report. So basically, you know, it's exclamation mark team report. So there's a full video where I go through the whole thing in like neurotic detail, basically. That will be the one. Let me just try and get the correct... It's a bit of a long one. I should maybe change it to just TR. That's it, team report. Yeah. Oh, Tex-Mex is in. Great goal. Lovely. Oh, we dropped to 9th. Hopefully this goal won't make a difference because it's not based on goal difference. Tex-Mex with another European goal, though. We have absolutely hammered Red Bull Salzburg today. Like, in terms of creativity today, the amount of quality chances we've made. Look at this from Castillo, by the way. Beautiful little touch. Erotic detail, yes. Oh, it's actually gone to 17 points. Oh, wait. Oh, God. Újpest have scored at the Camp Nou. Újpest have scored at the Camp Nou. And that would get them 16th. Also, what happened to us being 9th? Oh, Liverpool conceded shit. So we're going to come 9th. Újpest are going to come top half. They're going to come 16th and got a draw at the Camp Nou. That's insane. I can't believe... What did I tell you about late equalisers? Újpest? Yes, lads. Also, 5.37 XG against Red Bull Salzburg, who are not a muggy team by any means. I've seen these guys battling for top 8 in this save already. Oh, I'm loving Újpest. I'm feeling... Today I feel Újpest. Please don't fuck up the save. There we go. 1-1. 16th place. They did it. Man City come 22nd. The Europa League group stages. The league is improving. How do you get 3-star rep? It's just a question of trying to Yeah, like we didn't start seeing rep increases until we were regularly getting to the knockouts of the Champions League, and we only just got worldwide rep this season as a result of winning the damn thing. We're actually just very good. No, yeah, we came 8th, presumably because, as you say, Liverpool must have conceded. Napoli, screw us. Also impressive from us, though, to manage to finish 8th with 16 points. Because that shouldn't... From what we've noticed so far, you normally need at least 17 to get 8th. And this season, it actually could have potentially got you 6th. It's fair play. Ferencváros, yeah, just the 1 point. I mean, they had winnable games this season and they fucked it. At least they didn't come bottom. Not last. Qualify for round 16, which is a pain. Right, he has a rest, but at least we get a little bit of a rest ourselves now. So that's going to be some stuff. Porto want Kontovrakis. Yeah, no, especially not with those fees. Now, he'll complain about me in a minute, I suspect, but nah, that's not happening. Okay, good. Right. We'll let the Europa League games happen first, and then we will check the coefficient scores. Because we actually didn't look at the coefficient after the last one. Oh, AFCON as well. My apologies. It's that one, isn't it? So we've got South Africa and Ghana or Nigeria, Senegal or Cameroon versus Morocco or Algeria. Wow, that is just a boring-ass semi-final. Where's all the... AFCON disappointing this time. Just all the... Pretty much the top 8 sides, or the top 4 or 5, 6 sides. Did anyone pull up any trees? That was a bit surprising. Zambia got... Hang on, let me look at the groups. That's probably where the big deals happened. Burkina Faso still got out their group. Didn't progress any further than that. Zambia qualified with 1 point. 1 point and they're through. Egypt came 3rd in their group. Just not really any huge surprises in there, honestly. Mauritania being there is kind of cool. Pays for kickers off and back. Damn. Record transfer. Oh, that's the Hossam Abdel Nabi one. And it's a national record as well. Well, at least we're floating in cash right now, but not how we would have liked it. Right, so Honved hosting Antwerp, Debrecen hosting Young Boys, and Molfehavar, well, they're away at Ludogorets. So, what needs to happen here? Honved have got 9 points. Debrecen have got 10. I think it's almost impossible for Debrecen to not qualify. Honved are very unlikely to not qualify. Molfehavar, even 8 points would probably not be enough. I think they've fucked it. And I don't think they're going to win at Ludogorets anyway. I would like to see these two win, though, because that might give them a chance at top half. And we need something from the conference, from the Europa League. Because we are just doing it by ourselves at the moment. Navarro, new contract. Yes. That's big. Lovely new contract for you. Very important. And he's happy as well. And Pretzel's coming in, which no longer matters in terms of the funds, obviously, because we've got £68 million. And also that massive wage budget. Let's not forget. We have $500,000 in wage budget spare, too. Thanks to the overwhelmingly... Ask Tex-Mex to welcome. Okay, let's see. Let's get him in. His passing and vision aren't good enough for him to be the RPM for us. Though he is at least mobile. So for me, that's just train him as another anchor. Although, should we change our tactical style, maybe he could be more fruitful elsewhere. No, the training schedules I use, Honey Buddy-O, are the RDF ones. If you do !training in chat, then you'll get a link to it. Mango, we haven't had the report back on him yet, so we'll have to wait and see. What position did Mango play? He was a wide man, wasn't he? Which would actually kind of make up for the gaps that we've got potentially caused by the... Let me do a first team report then. The sale of someone unhappy. The treatment of Hossam Abdel Nabi. He literally wanted to leave. He's literally not even here. The player wanted to leave. Terrible decision. It's really going to weaken us. The man decided to leave. Oh, God almighty. They need to look at that stuff, man. Just play the game a little bit. 2-0, 2-0, and Molfehavar won. The question is, was it enough? All three of them won. Honved win, Debrecen win, Molfehavar win. So that's great for coefficient. The question is, was it enough for Molfehavar? Actually, 2 questions. Do they both get top half? I feel like that should be enough for them both to climb to the top half. But do they get top 24? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, 26th! They lose out on head-to-head. Oh, let's see how they get fucked by this. Also, both of them somehow didn't get top half. They both came 17th and 18th still, despite those wins. But good play for them. Right, let's see how they got fucked by this, because it's done on head-to-head. So how did they lose on head-to-head? Ah, yes. Molfehavar were deemed to be worse than Maccabi Tel Aviv on account of Maccabi Tel Aviv drawing against Young Boys. Note that Maccabi Tel Aviv's goal difference is worse. So is Young Boys, in fact. So if this was done properly, like it should be, on goal difference, which is the only fair way this could be done, they would have qualified. Cheers, SI. Ah, that's not the first time that's happened either. Oh, bear in mind, in real life, that won't be how it's done. In real life, it will have to be done on goal difference. There's no other fair way they can do this. Essentially. Because you can't punish teams for not having played against each other if you're going to implement this system. There's no way UEFA will implement it like this. And I believe that in the newest version of the game, if you start a new save, you actually get it done properly where it's done on goal difference. But because I started this save when the game came out, silly me, expecting a game that's released to actually not have glaring errors in it like that, unfortunately it doesn't count for existing saves. So this is going to keep fucking teams throughout this entire save, which is a shame. Because it does cost you things undeservedly. We got knocked out of the Champions League because of it once as well. Or was it we missed out on top 8? I can't remember. No, it was that first season when we didn't get top 24 because of it. Well, how with Betis, actually? Or was that... No, it was Champions... Yeah, Betis got screwed there as well. They were the ones that truly got screwed. Because actually, as you say, if it was done fairly, both Betis and Molfehavar would have qualified. In fact, it would have been Molfehavar and Legia Warszawa probably on goals scored. But Betis are the real losers there. No, I don't have the editor turned on. Yeah, so it'll be goal difference on your saves if you've started a new one. But if it doesn't work for existing saves, unfortunately. But to be fair, this one I feel like there's absolutely no excuse for the fact that it was in the game, because this would affect massive teams too, and a normal save that you could test with Manchester City would have encountered these problems. It would have had to have done. So I do find that is particularly galling that it was left in the game. Top 24 despite having 10 points. 10 points and they didn't get in. That is horrible. Yeah. Roberto Registrar, new right back. Ah, you're right. Yes, that's fun, isn't it? Because the window just appears. But that's unfortunately as a result of our window being weird. That's true, Whoppers. Why would you want to do that? Yeah. Strengthen their squads. True. Actually, yeah, no, fair point. But my point being that you're playing in the Champions League, therefore you would still notice, hopefully, that those things are going on in the same competition as you, maybe? Because maybe it's just because we're seeing this as a group, so you notice things that I don't, I notice things that you don't, etc. So Rivadavia at least can be registered. And since he literally doesn't even have to be replaced, and Giddy can come in. Because we've already still... And we'll have to leave... Oh, no. We don't need to leave any gaps. And Pretzel doesn't need to be... Oh, he actually kind of... Will he get annoyed at me if he isn't in this squad? Milovanovic, there's no point in having him in the squad. Pretzel's a fringe player, so he might get more annoyed. Oh, that's kind of sick, actually, yeah. I think that has to be it. Camel Kraus doesn't need to be registered. And these guys are all on contracts for the most part that they won't kick up a shitstorm. Other than that, Icelandic dude, but he's not here at the moment, so that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. The 3 Brazilian lads are the ones... I love that we've got enough players that we can just bring in 3 random Brazilians and not have to worry about that. Although I think in the next couple of seasons, it'd be nice to get a couple more homegrown guys. That, not immediately, but like that will eventually become homegrown. Just to be sure that we're covered for the future in case we happen to lose a player or two. As we're likely to have happen occasionally. Right, okay. Coefficients then. This is where all the points get allocated and we get absolutely dicked on. 11.5. We're back above the Netherlands at least. But it's not gone well for us this year. Despite getting 5 of our 7 sides through to the knockouts. Right. Luckily we do stay 5th because France... And also, remember, next year, we gain 5 more points on France anyway. So they're fighting a losing battle to keep up with us because of that. It's these years that are going to be really tough. But potentially, we could actually get above both France and Germany in the meantime, if things go right for us. That year there is going to be huge, because that's a 6-point gain on Germany. And if we can get our shit together a little bit more during that year, there's a chance. Ah, dear. Yeah, the dilution really does. What we need, actually, ironically, is for maybe Germany to get a load of teams in Europe or something. And then the dilution, even if they do kind of okay, will hit them super hard. Say they get like 9 teams in Europe or something, as I've seen happen many times. Hey, Abel. So we've got a game here. It's on international duty. But we've got shit. We've got to just keep pushing, right? Since we're going to be bypassing around. Oh, yeah, Liam Skinner. Literally signs later the same day. Typical, isn't it? We can't register him because he signs later the same day. Unsure about... No. They just don't understand. He's going to be solid as hell as a backup option. Wait, is he even a backup option? He might have to start for us, you know. Because Darla's a left side. Yeah, I mean, Liam Skinner might end up starting some games here. Not in the Champions League, obviously. He can't. But in the league, I could easily see him starting a lot of games for us in the league. And I'm totally fine with that, honestly. It'll give him a chance to get that form up a little bit. See that? Now what? When's your contract up? Yep. Okay. You're getting a new one as well. You're not getting that. Oh, fuck off, FM. There's nothing we can do about it. Absolutely not in a billion years are you having that. Just never in 1,000 million years are you having a £45 million release clause. I've had bids of 130 million for you. As if. Also, we're going to have no choice but to put on stupid money now. Because he's got Argentina caps. Relegation release clause might help a little bit. Hang on. Did that just go up? Because I put a relegation release clause of 0 into his contract. That was... What? That makes total sense. Yeah, obviously. Naturally, me putting in a clause that would benefit him would want him to... Oh, fucking Jesus. Yeah, so this is where the agent... This is where this stuff is just completely unbalanced. And it's so frustrating. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Never mind. It does just... It's just little bits that just get on your tits, innit? Oh, wait. Oh, of course, because he wasn't on the dev list, was he? Thank you, Sean. It's just... I just wish stuff like that was just a little bit more balanced and had a bit of logic to it, at least. Clearly there is some logic in there somewhere. I'm just not entirely sure what logic. It's literally like... Literally, he's like got a little... egg timer or something. He's like, every time you don't agree to this contract, I will continue to add this number up a little bit more. See you later, Stewie. Right, Haladash. But we're going to have to properly progress now, aren't we? Because we've got to get up through a load of stuff before we get to the next... you know, Malera can play there. Oh, Giddy. That's good. I want to kind of... Yeah, that's what they're going to start doing now. I want to start Liam Skinner here and give Montiel a rest from the next game. Although, he probably could do with one as well, honestly. And we've got Rivadavia, who's getting loose to that role as well. So we'll have Skinner and we'll have Rivadavia, which means Rivadavia will have to play there in the Champions League, probably. Which is going to be brilliant. I can't see anything that could go wrong there. Oh, dear. Oh. Both Pretzel and Rivadavia in the squad. I still think we've come out of this on top in terms of quality of player. Like, yeah, Hossem's obviously fantastic, and it does suck that we only get 50 million for a player who's now worth 300 million. But at the very least, we're getting good money for a player that didn't want to be here and had already exercised the fact that he was going to leave for free no matter what we did. Get 2 more goals from Malero, but it's just, yet again, the goals are coming from... Obviously, Castillo did score in this game, but they're coming from the... Oh, that's what we were going to test, wasn't it, Anarith? Good shout, camera. Watch it not sort it properly because it doesn't understand what data it's displaying. So we were going to try run from position moves into channels, but with a different role, weren't we? So that's already in by default. And so actually all it adds is the run from positions now. It's a good sign that he got an assist on his debut too. We did have lots of good performances. And he was a frustrating player to mess around with as well. So, oh, Varajdin. Things you'd like to see. Nice. Yeah, Montiel could actually do a job there, to be fair. And it would certainly add to the height that we've got available to us in the wide areas. Right, we're going to look for that filter, wasn't I? Not filter, sorry. You know what I mean. This. Sort by the progress chart. That's down, right? This has to be up. Can I sort... Just want to make it a little bit bigger so we can have a look. It seems to sort of know. My guess is how this is sorting it is it's going... it's got two values, basically. It has starting value and current value, and then it's like biggest increase between the two is probably the way it's working out this. Jogging's going good. Remember, yeah, no, did 7 miles yesterday morning, which was really nice. Just slow, low heart rate stuff. Need to sign up for that race in Milton Keynes, actually, just to get that sorted. But no, I'm enjoying it. It's helping me lose weight just because I'm eating to a calorie goal, and then obviously any extra calories I burn from the running is just kind of like extra stuff on top that just speeds it up a little bit, but I'm not really actually including those calories as far as anything else. But yeah, it's good. I'm down 24 pounds now this year, which is, it feels better. My clothes fit nicer. I don't have too many double chins anymore. I actually have a jawline again. Things you'll have to see. Tough Mudder sounds fun though. I've always wanted to do... I actually signed up for... This was obviously got cancelled because of COVID. There was a thing called an Aztec race. It was a 42k off-road, obviously, obstacle course race. Thank you, Yoffik. Yeah, the aim is to lose 60. That's where I can get down to like a decent weight where I feel really comfortable. Because I think it's right. Probably from just looking at me how I am sat here right now, I actually don't look particularly overweight. And oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, my camera. Thank you, camera. Well done, buddy. Brilliant. Just what you need. Just pouting for you there, chat. But it's because I pretty much carry all of my weight around my my center part. And that's why it means that my clothes fit kind of weird though. And that's the problem. So yeah, I'm probably still holding it all in like this area. The bit that you literally cannot see, because if I stand up, you can see that I just look a little bit bigger around here. Like it's just not as... Oh dear. But yeah, so Omar Ban Salah, doing well. Check like a wee... Yeah, in it. Really can't check it. I think my plan really is to just cut heavily. Dabble up. Yeah, literally, but I don't want that, you know. I want to be able to fit my clothes look nice, right? So football shirt. No, well, it kind of... Basically, Mikey, it's a Hawaiian shirt, but it has Fulham logos into it. So I bet you would. It's all about the hairiness. But yeah, I think my plan to get rid of it pretty much is to drop down below the weight that I want to look at, just so that I get really lean for a bit to get rid of that, and then come back up again with like another 10 pounds of just like normal distributed fat and muscle. That's my hope. I think that's the only way I really can get rid of it. I did once before, and that's how I did it basically. But I feel a lot better. Like, don't buy scales, but go by how you feel. I mean, that's well and good and all, but if I went by how I feel, and that's how I end up putting on 4 stone. So, you know, scales do also kind of help. Like, I know what my sort of my goal... true, but like, I feel good now, but I know that I'm still overweight, so, you know. I'm just using that as a guideline, because it's a goal that you can work towards. But I feel like what is really important is to not worry too much about what the scale says from any given day. As long as you see a downward trend over time, that's kind of what matters. Oh, I lose it's great, yeah. Faster does not eat as much. No, I mean, because bear in mind, my natural eating habits is usually intermittent fasting anyway. It's just that I was eating too much when I was eating. So actually, because of that, it made it easier for me to lose weight, because as long as I cut back in those specific areas, it made it easier overall. Because I wasn't having to worry about being like, oh shit, I'm eating too much for breakfast, I'm eating too much for lunch, etc, 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 you know? So I feel like I was in a positive advantage for that. This must be because... Oh yeah, we're going to definitely sign Kane full of love, aren't we? Magno signed for fucking Man United. Did he really? In this game, I think it was 3 for Joshua De Bruyne. Maybe. Unless it's a different game you're thinking of. Damn, that's annoying. Rather than yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, also, one thing I really like about Lose It is you can actually structure your week slightly differently. So you can sell it basically. I want to eat more calories on the weekend, and it will structure the plan so that you just get much more allowance by dropping some off like during the weekdays. It gives you more on the weekend. It's fine. Yeah, but particularly as also, Bev, if you... Because as I'm sure a lot of us that have struggled to lose weight or have gained weight, regardless, have always noticed that if you go over a bit, you kind of get into this mindset of like, oh, sod it, I might as well have a whole pack of biscuits. Shit. That kind of stops that from being part of your mindset as well. That's him, right? We weren't interested in him. So, Magno, how much did they pay for him? £15 million. He's fucking stacked, isn't he? That's irritating. But I wasn't going to sign a guy for like 16 million without having fully scouted, right? There is still Carlos Alberto, though, who's 11 million, but he is 27, and I'm not sure quite what we do with him at this stage. Also, with losing weight, it's all about what works for you, innit? Like, but generally, I mean, not even generally speaking, because physics exists, thankfully. As long as you are, over the course of a 24-hour period, burning more calories from existing or any kind of exercise or whatever than you are taking in via food or whatever, you will lose weight, because that's how physics works. But it can still be very difficult, obviously, because, for example, if you're a lot shorter, particularly with women, this is obviously a problem, their calories over a day is going to be smaller because their bodies are more efficient because there's less power. Whereas if you're 6'7", it takes more calories to power a 6'7" body. Bourbons and a coffee, that's fine though. Like, I had an iced coffee yesterday in Cambridge when we were walking around, and I didn't care about that because I burned, like, well, it says 1,000 calories. It's probably less than that, honestly, on my run yesterday morning. He's a bit Tex-Mexy, isn't he? Yeah. The thing is, if he played, he would not be able to play deep. He'd have to be up here. Should we stick it to it? Yeah, indeed. It has to be sustainable as well, which is why I think sometimes people go wrong, because they'll be like, oh, I'll cut out all these things I actually like and I'll eat like kale all day. It's like, yeah, you will lose weight for a bit, but you're going to miss stuff. Yeah, you're right. Wait, actually, his wage is no longer as high compared to what it was looking like before. Or was it that he wanted, like... You know it's bad when you have to scroll to see... I think he's just a bit of a dick, honestly, and I don't know if I want to bring more of those to the club. I don't think we need to bring more wemps in here. A little bit of strength training. Not currently, no. Just because I don't have time, truth be told. But yeah, I agree, Comrade. I used to do quite a lot of calisthenics. I used to really enjoy doing things like diamond push-ups. Those were fun. But it just isn't a lot of time at the moment for that. Particularly, it's like, I'm already having to get up stupidly early to get runs done before streams on like Tuesday, because like my Tuesday runs are now up to like 10k, which is fun. It was fun when I was looking out for like a couple of k here, but now it's like 10k. That's going to take me time. I think my plan is really, once I reach a certain weight as well, I'm happy with it a little bit, Pog and I are going to join a local gym and just go together. Right, so some of these guys, it looks like all the good... Oh, Zelchkov. Might not be as good as we thought he was. Still, we'll keep going around, because I don't think he's fully scouted yet either way. So running faster. No, it's not, though. Running faster is not going to help you. Like, I know you're only joking, of course, but like, running faster is literally the worst thing you can do. Running slower is what you want to be doing, because you burn more calories for running slower. And what I mean by that is, obviously not in the same time period, but by running slower, it means you run further, and therefore it takes longer, and therefore you burn more calories because you're running for longer. It's just, you don't get tired as quickly. And it also improves your aerobic base, which means you can then run faster as well as further. It's brilliant. You do 15 pull-ups. That's insane. I couldn't even do one. I have zero arm strength at all. Now, anyway. Drink energy drinks. Just was that... Yeah, obviously I don't drink energy drinks because I don't drink caffeine, but you notice whenever I have a fizzy beverage or a zesty drink, it's always zero. You could save so many... Just don't drink your calories, innit? Most of these guys are looking... This was the... yeah. So actually it got worse when we got the report from Gonzalo. Let me just make sure this was working. Yeah, so it does actually tell you correctly. Yeah, I think with Gonzalo... It's a shame, but I think that one's kind of had it. He's another guy called Hardy. Most of these guys are just very uninspiring to me, as far as whether he actually really would be interested in them. Few Uruguayans here. There's Ledesma. Yeah, but I like beer, and I still drink beer. Not very often. I don't drink that often. When I do, I'll have loads, and that's fine too, because you can just burn it off. Well, not burn it off. It's okay if you split it over a long period of time. Like, I drink like every month or so, right? So if I look at it as like, I don't know, it's not a lot if you spread it out in terms of the calories that you're actually adding over time. Eat one cookie, 200 calories, takes 40 minutes. One another bite. It's crazy, isn't it? But that's why you do have to be careful. But, you know, sometimes if I've had a run that day, I'm like, no, I can have that extra biscuit because it's okay. Absolutely soaked in sweat. I bet, yeah. A lot of people actually get like treadmills under their desks and stuff like that. Like walking pads, I should say, rather than a full-on treadmill. Down the times on short run. Oh, yeah, no, bear in mind, I'm doing that as well. But they always say that you should be doing 80% of your running slow and then 20% at like high-intensity interval training. Which is kind of what I do. So on Wednesdays, I do interval training where I'll do like 800 meters to warm up. Then I'll alternate between 400 meters of resting running and 400 meters at like sub 5k pace to really build it up, because it also gets you used to running fast whilst also running further at the same time. Don't drink excessively. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There's so much calories in things like beer. Another name for it. Ooh, curious. That is a great name. Thierry Uwilingi Imana. It almost sounds slightly Malagasy rather than Congolese or Dr. Congolese. You'll have to ask him. Actually, how? Farid Guevara here is not awful. Considering we were talking about the types of players we wouldn't mind trying to bring in on the random cheapies, Guevara looks like he might be that type of guy. Relatively cheap. Cheap wages. Wants a low move. Tent poles are decent. Good on both feet. He feels like a really solid loan farmer. He'll be ineligible for the Champions League this season, chat, though. Whatever will we do? That's fine. 750 grand. That's kind of what I was expected to pay for him anyway. The heroin diet. You will. Yeah, I lost way too much weight at one point when I was in school, to the point where my friend found some pictures of us from like, this would have been 2008, and I was like probably 9.5 stone. That's too slim for me. Way too slim. I looked unwell, basically. I kind of gone down from an enormous weight to that, and it was just not healthy at all. It was doing heroin in grade 8. Bear in mind, when I say I was still like, I was 17, 18. No, I was probably like 17. I know I wasn't doing heroin, but I was just not eating enough. And I was doing a lot of walking. Oh, he's a youngster, which means we get to do this, and this, and this, and this. I might even be able to get away with that. Oh, no, okay. Usually when they want this extra stuff, you can't get away with it. But sometimes you can. And that's the real quiz. Bring that down a little bit. That should be enough to get what we want. He's Uruguayan, so I feel like it's unlikely to get those caps, but you never know. Better beer, 0 calorie. Wow. That ain't bad. To be fair, that's not that many less calories than a normal beer, is it? Really? Hey, Football Manager Legend. He's straight in. Good stuff. 5 stone over 7 weeks. Holy shit, Bev. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I can see why that would be unhealthy. Ooh. Mine took a bit longer than that, but it wasn't that dissimilar. It was probably over the course of about 3 months, which is still not that much. But it wasn't 5 stone. It was more like... Actually, it was probably still like 4 stone, now I think about it. For me, like a good weight for my body is between sort of 10.5 and 11.5. That's where my body sits comfortably. But it was the walking a lot for me, because I'd be walking to and from school, but I'd also be walking around at lunchtime into town to the shops and stuff, sometimes multiple times a day. Oh yeah, Guevara on the... Oh yeah, we could actually get him out. Good shout, thank you. I forgot that we were still in our own domestic window. We actually can get him on the dev list, can't we? Targets. Because we're getting dangerously close to our record loans. Maybe. More often. Good stuff. Rarely even played as a striker. To be fair, I wasn't expecting him to be played as a striker. I was just expecting him to play. I do feel like he could do with a different loan move next year, though. Oh, nice. So Polden's playing again now? Sort of. Yeah, I think beer has a lot of carbs in too. I mean, I like a cocktail. To be honest, today and yesterday especially is the type of day where you just kind of want to be sat. You kind of want to be sat in like a beer garden with your feet up, drinking like either a beer or something, or just a cocktail or something. It's one of those types of days. Yes. Obviously, as you get older, I suppose that's one of those things. But you just have to be aware of that, and trying to work out like your TDEE is very important, which obviously can be difficult to work out. I don't really want to loan out Labros though. That's the problem. Weather's no good, really? Weather's been gorgeous here the last couple of days. Drink gallons of it. Custom kits revert back to the original sometimes. I've never seen that happen. Do they? No. Unfortunately, the short answer is no. Simply because I've never actually seen that happen. Very cloudy. Maybe it's not as good as I thought it was today, to be fair. I've not been outside so far today. 133 calories in the bottle of Stella. To be fair, I never normally drink Stella. Like, when I'm drinking beers, it's Asahi. I like an Asahi or a Corona or something like that. Or... God, I love how many of the best prospects we've got out on Haladash. Which is good from us, because that's the one competition where I feel like we've got a chance of someone winning it this year. I imagine in Trondheim, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking specifically south of England, which is where I am right now. It's gorgeous. The weather in Cambridge yesterday was hogged up. So much so that I'm trying to convince my friends to throw like a garden party. Because I just want to sit. I want more Hawaiian shirts, damn it. Like, we were looking at them in the shops yesterday, and I was going, nah, they just don't really suit me. And then I bought the... Oh, chat. Oh, chat. I see a Bender, do you? Because fuck me, he looks good. What did I say, Daz? Yeah, I think beer has a lot of carbs in too. I mean, I like cock. Yeah, I think beer has a lot of carbs. What a brilliant cut off. So there's pre-cop here. There's 5 guys. There's 5 guys, chat. Okay, please be right. I'm gonna start from the bottom. Honestly, actually, he can tackle at least. Tupel, goalkeeper. Okay, he's okay. There's Keenan Nicoletti. The question is, what is he going to be Italian with the surname like Nicoletti? But no, he's obviously Croatian, Matt. What are you on about? Wait, he's Haitian? Actually, I'll tell you what, Nicoletti. Driven personality, solid tempos. Where's Kel Nicoletti? Yeah. Robert Prekop. Wait, Haitian guy. Henri Etienne. Oh, damn. Yeah, you know, he good. Okay, right. Prekop. Oh, right back. Can anyone say... Crossing's not amazing, but he's 17. He's got good tackling, though. Great teamwork. Solid on both feet. I feel like Slavia might be losing all of their youth players to us very soon. Okay, now the one. Martin Bender. Oh, he's a central player. Good on both feet. Fairly determined personality. We'd need to get a full scout report on him to find out if he's actually good on that. But he's 16. This is a hell of a youth intake for Slavia, though. God damn. What was his value? You're right, it's not. This was the... Bolton. This was the Bolton theme song, rather. I like Keenan. I like kind of all 3 of those. Keenan, Prekop, and Bender. I want to get a scout report on them all first. I want Gonzalo to give us his full... I probably should have sent them all to Gonzalo, shouldn't I? Regardless, we've got time now because we're in this window. Yes. Didn't he already turn them down? Actually, did I extend the scout report on these guys? Nope. Right. Very important that I do that. Just in case, actually. Next year, I want to get a bit of a look at their first team squad. That is literally a golden generation they've had. Why doesn't mine look like that? But you never know. Maybe Todd will come up clutch for us. He no longer wants to leave to join Tottenham. About bloody time. Wait, he believes there are... Oh, no longer interested. Well, that's their problem, isn't it? What was the Notts County theme? I can't remember. It's been such a long time now. Loan offers for Deramis. That's weird. Carpenter's got the flu. Carper flu. Send you home. Country roads. Get you guys all out again except for Labros. He's going to get pissed at me, but I think I'm just going to accept it. Basically, I think I'm just going to accept it. Okay, that's all domestic. Can I accept all of those? Yes, please. Komloshi. We had an offer to... Oh, Catholica. Okay, the Catholic daddies want him back, but no. Budapest, he'll say no, as he has done every time. There we go. Squad player, squad player, squad player. Whichever one you want, bud. Malmo want you. No. Victoria Pilsen? Anyone? One guy. Radek. Wow. The Czechs... Oh, baby! Radek. Great passing and technique. He's intriguing. Certainly worth a closer look. Yeah, that kind of passing. Nice to get like another unnatural RPM or something. Ran a video essay the other day. What was the note? Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, it's called like Sumerian Sunrise or something. It is weird hearing the theme songs from this, from stuff on other videos, on other videos, just in other content. Because obviously they all have access to the same website I do, basically, to get that stuff. I loved hearing... The favourite one for me was when I heard the Midtjylland theme from the old school save in a random bar in Macclesfield. No, Mansfield. Because they're obviously just playing copyright music over the speakers. How'd you go? Oh, of course it was. Yeah, nothing can come close to that. Thank you, Barry. Oh, he's actually going this time. We're getting dangerously close now to a record number of loans. Because that takes us to minus 118. So we're now at 138 loans. No, we had 142 last year, didn't we? But I feel like we've got a good chance of actually extending them this time. Now that we know that little trick. Or various tricks, actually. Black Hole. The Black Hole one was Whitport, wasn't it? Yeah, we had 142. That was our maximum last season. Get Darla in there. Anyone else I feel like needs a start? Maybe Pretzel? Actually, I might start Riverdavia there. I feel like it will help get him up to speed in that role for a little bit. And he'll learn it quicker if we let him play there for a little bit. And plus, I just want to see how he performs. Even if it's off... even if it's an instant resulted game. But yeah, it was 142, I think. But I think now that we've worked out those little things we can do to keep the loans a little bit more, now that we know what that whole improved terms thing means. 3-0, Castillo, Tex-Mex and Pretzel. Okay. Riverdavia came off after 69 minutes. Nice. Wasn't playing particularly well, unfortunately. It's going to take him a while to settle in, though. At least Castillo scored another goal, I suppose. Yeah, Budapest are sort of struggling a bit. Well, they won that game at least, but... I love that Labros is still the top scorer in the league. It did order. Oh, yeah, it did. It was chicken tikka masala, some garlic and coriander naan. Gotta have some poppadoms on that too as well. I don't think what Pog normally has. Can't remember. The one we go to doesn't... Not say the one we go to. The one we have doesn't have the biggest menu. Oh, there was an AAB report. That's kind of weird. Oh, no, of course it's not. Denmark. D. Also, yeah, you're actually right. There's nothing wrong with the korma either. I just don't like the idea of gatekeeping food, innit? It's like... Food is food. To me, the correct one is the one that you find tastiest. As with anything. So it's like we say with music, innit? The correct type of music to listen to is the one that you enjoy. Or the ones that you enjoy. Oh no, not Boozer. Now what's he done? The victim of a heavy challenge. Christ, what did they hit him with? A bat? He was accidentally doing a bit of baseball in the off-season. This is... Best one is my opinion. This is also true. Ooh, Jacob Diga. Okay. High determination. Oh. What's the injury? Knee tendonitis. Already? Jesus Christ, Jacob. Didn't take him long. Right. Any mad ones in here? Aaron DeBelder. 73 minutes. Why am I being seen? Stop showing me these, damn it. Send those guys around again. Deal with what's left. Okay. Wow, he's fallen off. He was 5-star rated at one point. Bugger me. Backseating food. That's fine. You can eat on the back seat, but you've got to be careful. Not to Eurovision. I still don't know if Vikings having a party for Eurovision. I'll be super disappointed otherwise. Le Vestiaire. Thank you very much for the follow. Cirillo Padrone. I wouldn't even get him for the loan for him, honestly. Just too expensive. Saavedra, maybe? Do you know what, actually? As a loan farmer, Fabrizio is not awful. Attribute-wise, he's actually okay. Not expensive. Doesn't want huge amounts of money. I think he's like a sure why not. I'm a big fan of Germany and Finland for doing so. I want to see like a Lorna Shore-esque band in there. That's the truth. What I want to see. I'm welcoming advances. You can't, unfortunately. Nightbot is eternal. You can't Me Too Nightbot. Okay. Let's have a bit of Fabrizio. Why not? I like a lot of these sort of 4-star potential guys that are under £1 million. They're just really nice pickups to just keep funding the loan farm. Even though they're D-rate. What about Pablo Barreiro? Younger, but might be more expensive to the point where I might not want to pick him up. God, I can't wait for Eurovision though. That is going to be fun. It's just such a blast of an evening. Right, let me do that. Let me get rid of that. Then see what they fancy. If they let me have him from, you know, I'd pay $1 million. That's the max I'd probably go on someone like that though. I don't really want to spend too much on these guys. But it would be nice to just get a few more of these guys in. God, I would... Contract templates, though. SI, please. For situations like this, contract templates would be absolutely magnificent. Maybe that'd be okay. 3 years. Boom, boom, boom. Nicely done. Very nice. Thank you very much for the follow. Buying too many subpar players. There is that up. I feel like if that was likely to be a thing that would actually trip us up, I think it would have probably happened already given some of the dross I've signed in this save, but there's every chance it could still happen. I think as long as we sign some decent players in amongst it, it shouldn't cause us too many issues, but this is FM, so you're just never sure what sort of issues are coming around the corner next. Are you really? It's the big problem with it. And Moose to become a staff member. I think he's still young enough to be playing. Man's only 29. I love that he still has that one cap that he got while he was here. I mean, I say man's still playing. Man isn't actually playing. Man is still at a club. Man has not played a game of football barely in the last 7 years. Yeah, they want to sign young players for profit. And to be fair, these guys are that. He seems to do okay when he's played. Oh, poor sod. I really do feel for him, but he was just awful. So we're getting Saavedra. Plus, we might even be able to get these guys loans. If they sign quick enough, and we can get the right interest up in them. Let down by the signing. I mean, not everyone has to be... They're not all... It's not all about you, is it? The fans or the board. Devlist. It's just going to be good to start repopulating some of these guys. It is also interesting to see how some of them do actually start performing to the levels of their potential, which is still very good. Worse than the minimum. Yeah, that'll do. That's very us. There's another break there. I think he's playing just enough to the point where it doesn't matter so much. So he's got like one appearance a season and it's just enough to stop him from retiring. They're not interested, but are they interested now? Yes, they are. As is always the way. Aguilar scoring another hat-trick. Damn. Milovanovic, yeah, he needs football or a loan. But it's annoying that whoever wanted to loan him has now dropped their interest. Velasquez with a new contract. That does make it. God, he is now on 90 grand a week here. We are now starting to... Just as well they gave us all that extra wage budget, because I've just spent 170,000 of that wage budget on those guys. Any other bids? Oh no. I think I have to wait until the next day for that bid to come through. There we go. Squad player, squad player, squad player. Regular starter. Oh. He wants to go to all of them, but I want him to go to Szeged because regular starter. The more football he gets, the better. At this stage, anyway. What about the other chap? Is he not signing for us yet? Midtjylland. Oh my God. Oh, that's Glenn. That's Glenn from last season, but... I mean, Glenn is still looking ridiculous. I reckon 1 week on Glenn with Sigurdist, and we might have to make a decision on him because he's actually starting to look filthy now. Driven personality, good on both feet, insane first touch. You say he's a winger, but he has no pace. He has high acceleration, but zero pace. And his crossing isn't that great either. But these two as well. He's definitely from last season, though, because we know about him already. And also 3 more dudes here. Midtjylland looking stacked. No vision for AM. Yeah. Fuck. We'll have to see what Gonzalo thinks. Maybe Gonzalo won't rate him as high, because I feel like I've had Gonzalo look at him before. The great thing about that Avon, is there's no good time to do the under-19 reports. Sorry, there's no good time to do the team reports because they take place over the entire year anyway. So no matter when you do them, the report you get is going to be from when it comes through, not from when you set it. So you can kind of do it whenever you like, really. But I suppose, in a sense of finding which ones are at least producing players, it makes sense to do it in international break, maybe. So you get the most up-to-date squads, perhaps. Norgeland, wow, a bit of a letdown from the Norgeland lads there. It's surprising they haven't produced at least one, like, 4-star guy. The haircut. There you go. I don't think I've ever met a Glenn, honestly. Not that I can think of. Juve beating Hoffenheim. Benfica. See, I wouldn't mind playing the winner of Benfica by Bayer Leverkusen. That'd be a fine result. Wait. Oh, no. I was about to say, shit, what about the other results? But, of course... wait, why did we not see the Budapest draw? Who did they get? What is the point? I know that Man City came like 22nd and only beat Ferencváros and Konyaspor. They drew against Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Atletico and Hoffenheim and lost to us and Ajax, but they're still going to hammer Budapest. That's so irritating. They do all that hard work, finally do it, and then it's Manchester City, who will probably end up getting to the semi-finals anyway, because they're Manchester City. Then again, we've beaten Manchester City quite a lot lately. The issue is that they haven't. He's rejected them again. Svetov's gone. Yeah, Abdul Nabi's going to do us a... And I bet he'd celebrate against them as well. Farid's gone. So Farid Guevara has gone to Meshkovest. Hey, he could be the next Istvan Petroso. That takes us to 100... Is that minus 116? Minus 115. Which means 141 loans. Damn. I don't think we're going to quite get one more. Oh, Barreiro. I don't think we'll be able to get him out in time. There might be time to get Barreiro alone. Wait. Oh, no. He's not old enough. He's 17, isn't he? He won't join us till the summer. Yeah. Never mind. Looks like we're going to be stuck on 141 loans. Much earlier to keep the wage structure intact. Because that would emphatically not keep the wage structure intact. If we re-up the contracts too early, they want loads of money and thus it breaks the wage structure. Also, bear in mind, he still had 2 years left on his contract. He was just being a dick. And he always has been, in fairness. Oh, they want him too. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? And Debrecen are taking Larkin. Lovely scenes. Oh, Ranas. With Marius Raven is just a cool name. And Yannick Jensen just rolls off the tongue deliciously. Ranas have produced a lot of good players in this save so far. And he's rejected it. Do you like... Damn, he was actually the best guy from our intake last year, and he's not even that awful. It's kind of crazy that he's a 3-star potential player in this squad, given the level that he's at. But luckily, Todd's about to come up clutch for us this season, and it's going to be fine. Debrecen have signed Jacob Larkin. Nice. I'm happy for him. It is weird that he chose to become German, despite having no chance of... Actually, he got 721 caps, I suppose, but he had way more chance playing for the States, right? New system compared to... Yeah. Small fraction. The problem is, Chef, and I totally agree, because we noticed that Germany got an enormous amount of coefficient points given to them when they had 5 teams in the Champions League group stage, and sort of did averagely. But that would make a lot of sense as to why that's the case. But hopefully, if we can just overtake them for once, that would be kind of fine. Tex-Mex and Ojeda. Where has everybody gone? I suppose it's a cup match. We're going to play Labros anyway. Let's play Mihail again. Football required. And I'll also play Liam Skinner. Just because I want to see if he can get up to speed fast. And this is a cup game as well. Oh, no. I want to see if Bobby does really well in this game, because this is the first game with the slight tactical tweak. So if we see suddenly Bobby score loads of goals here, it'd be a good example, but it is a cup match against a lower tier side, so how much information we can take from that. Bonus points each year. What was it? It does seem to make a difference, you're right, Chef, and I don't know how we can really... I mean, to be fair, Budapest have got to the knockout stages, no goals for Bobby Tree. Right. Whoa, okay, FM, calm it down. Did get an assist and actually played okay, at least. Liam Skinner had another good game, though. 8.3 for Skinner. No assist either. That's intriguing. What was our actual XG for this game? I didn't actually see it. Oh, we can't, because I imagine it was fairly high. Thank you, Mr. Progger. Thank you, Hoodray. Lucas was a goal. No! We broke the streak, chat. Shit. I did not notice that. Why did Lucas end up in goal? Was Portier injured or something? God damn it. I was hoping for a stack overflow on the number of appearances he hadn't made for us. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think we need to see it, honestly, in action with a with a better opponent, maybe. But we'll see. So, Debrecen against Villarreal. Budapest Honvéd against Besiktas. Not easy. And what about Honvéd? Sorry, what about... Oh, they got through. They don't matter, do they? They're already in the next round. Oh, yeah, skip draw. They're not easy draws. Oh, Shakvari. Nice. It's not looking good, bruv. It is not looking good for us right now. 11 points. Oh, I think we'll be lucky if we get close to 15 points this season. And that's with them actually doing okay. But we have to try to think about this season as a money season, which is what we called it, basically. A year where they get some money together, and it will allow them to hopefully strengthen their teams. Speaking of which, we haven't actually looked at their squads, if they've done any transfers. Maybe in the summer as well, when they keep that cash flowing around. Let's see if they've made any big transfers. Since, wrong one. So, January opens here. Debrecen sold a dude. Oh, great. Kekshmet got this guy on a free transfer. Kalandia, who's Georgian. Which is kind of cool. Molfevar picked up Gilson Miguel for £8,000. Holy shit on a bike. £8,000? Molfevar just nabbed this guy. And he's from Sao Tome. And Principe. Well, one of them. What a find. Their scouts done brilliantly there. Nikolai, thank you very much for the follow. Well, fair play to them. Harrison Ladeo has joined Ferencváros as well. He's bloody excellent as well. Fantastic work from Ferencváros. £9,000 a week. Bloody hell. Vashas got this guy, Nathan Nadir. Hopefully he won't be the Nadir of them. Must be their recruitment focus. Definitely. Thomas Montserrat is an Argentinian, very much a no-nonsense player no matter where he plays, but still. That's pretty good. Oh, Johan Olarte as well. Oh, he had 4 error reach. Shit. He's not going to be perfect. They are going to have to give him a little box to stand on, but that's another good signing there for oh, he's on loan from Ferencváros to... Oh, I see. They've signed him, but he's on loan for them temporarily, but he's worth 8 million quid nearly. So that's good. They seem to have dumped a lot more money in this time around. Czech Dumbia has moved from Kizvada to Haladash. That's a sale. That's some us stuff. That's them selling. That's them loaning him to a different side, actually. Never mind. Must be an affiliate side, potentially. Vashas doing bits. Honvéd loaning a couple of guys. Oh, there we go. Cesar Pizarro to Újpest as well. Good stuff. And then another one right at the end there as well. 600 grand on Yusuf Balagan. Okay, he's actually a really good keeper. Reflexes aren't the highest, but one-on-ones are great. Aerial reach is fantastic. 28, which is why obviously we wouldn't have found him, but I like that they're picking up these types of signings. These slightly older players that they won the first leg. Debrecen beat Villarreal. Milian Manhoof was sent off after 13 minutes and Debrecen lead after the first leg. Problem being, second leg they'll get humped, and Honvéd drawing at home against Besiktas is probably... Oh, that's such an even game as well. Wonder how much they deserve this win. They kind of did. They were winning 3-0. Oh, you're right, they were. Fuck. 3-0 would have been dead. I think they'd have beaten them if they got 3-0. But it's something. Hungarian Cup competition? I don't know. I mean, I presume it must have done, right? Yeah. In fact, the second tier continues to increase in rep while we've remained stagnant, but it's up to 42nd, which is higher than League 1. That's actually genuinely interesting that our second tier is now higher than League 1 in rep. And nearly on the same level as, like, the Veikkausliiga. What about the cup? Well, it must have gone up as well. What's the cup ranking these days? Okay, things I didn't expect to see today. The Magyar Cup is the second highest reputation cup in Europe. FA Cup, Magyar Cup. No wonder those players were pissed off about not winning it. Jesus. Old fashioned. Thank you for the follow. San Felix in Spain. That's amazing. Yeah, San Felix are like a youth team, I suppose. The bookmarks. So the bookmarks are part of the skin, Exy. So if you don't have the skin I'm using, you won't be able to have them down here. But if you do want the skin I'm using, !skin. in chat, and you'll get a download link for it. But it's just so useful. Magyar Cup strong indeed, yeah. The knockout competition of choice. It's higher than the Coppa Italia. And what's happened to the Coppa del Rey here that the Norwegian Cup is higher in rank? The cups are just mental. But I do love how all of those things have improved, and yet our league is still apparently worse than the Eredivisie, which makes zero sense. Higher up. It probably does have higher up than the league, let's be honest. We didn't care about that anyway, do we? Chateau Soligorsk still in there. I'm just trying to think who I'd want them to avoid in the next round. Sturm Graz, maybe? Lask? I think they could, maybe Mulder? Yes, we did win the final last year, yeah. Which is why our reputation has definitely improved. Maybe that'll actually get us a league bump, potentially. Maybe this will be the year that we finally get 7th spot, because we're literally the champions of Europe now. Unhappy promise not kept. Okay, cool. Take a risk. Cash Michael. There they do. I don't think his name's Kasper Michael, though. I'm fairly certain his name is something else that begins with a K. Like Carl or something. What? Well, not you as well. You've only just signed for us. I swear to God. Okay, Texie's getting a new deal as well. The only time I've seen that one fail is where you have multiple players asking it at the same time. Oh, for God's sake. I hate this star player nonsense. Okay, good. At least Texie was happy with that. Where's the rep of the 7 tier? You can't tell the rep, can you? Because it's a number and you can't see that stuff without the editor. 59? Okay, that's actually okay. I want to try this again. Relegation release clause. Let's see if I offer a relegation release clause if he bumps his wage up. So he was more reasonable about it. The Texan knows what to do. The biggest update was did you say he had no agent? Look at this guy. He's a Brazilian Paul Scholes, chat. He just... Oh, you're right. He did sack it. Oh, yeah. He sacked his agent because of the... Yeah. So we probably just got a massive deal on Tex-Mex there because he sacked his agent because his agent was clearly the guy that was demanding him to leave. So basically, Mr. Progger, to catch you up, we managed to actually get 8th in the Champions League despite coming... Oh, God, not you as well. Because hasn't he got longer on his deal? I think he's like... He might not do, you know. 37. It's long enough to the point where I want to sort of see where things go with our strikers first. But yeah, we managed to get 8th in the Champions League, and as a result, we've now... we're having to wait and see who we're actually going to get in the next round. Budapest also qualified in 16th spot, but now they've been drawn against Manchester City in the knockouts. So it's not ideal. Ferencváros came second from bottom, and unfortunately Molfehevar missed out on the knockouts of the Europa League on virtue of that stupid head-to-head nonsense, unfortunately, because a team that they hadn't played against had won a game. But shit happens. Right. So Castillo could be back in for this one. Tex-Mex to the right. To the middle, rather. Okay. And that's all good. I think. It'll do. Nice to see some more game time actually coming from Patrice now. On to South America. Holy shit. What have you done so far then? Oh, Alaku there. True. Coefficients. Yeah, it's not great, Mr. Progress. We're at like 11.5. It might be a bit higher now because Debrecen just won their first leg against Villarreal. Could have been better, though. Tex-Mex with another goal. Good to see. I think Liam Skinner is actually going to be... Look, he came off the suspension, got a good rating as well. I think he's going to be a really useful player to have at this club. Africa, Asia, North... Oh, wow. Okay, so you're actually cracking on through it. Do a bit of that. I'm really curious to see what Sigurds thinks about those Czech players that we found. Like Bender and Prokop, and also that other guy. Was it Nicoletti? All three of them looked potentially signable. Unfortunately, the thing is, I think it's actually going to have a negative impact on smaller teams, Adam, truth be told, because they've got more games with which to finish. The upsets matter less. So an upset in a 6-game thing where you've only got 3 other teams to compete against is going to cause more of an impact. Whereas an upset in a 36-team league where there's only 8 games means that every upset just counts for less in general. So I think it's actually going to hurt smaller teams more than it's going to benefit them, unfortunately. Particularly with some of the other rules about how other teams just get random qualification spots for it. But in FM, it's very fun. I must admit, I do like it in FM. It's fun to play with. We'll leave that off for next year as well. Ah, right. Ari Papel's finally back. That took bloody long enough. Oh, wait, hang on. He's a scout, isn't he? I was wondering why we didn't see that guy in our squad. He's a member of staff, Matt. Any random old players to remove? Kind of, yes. I mean, £2 million for... No, definitely not happening. Get rid of you, my friend. Oh, yeah, the money is definitely good. There is that element of things, I suppose, but I guess you have to have to win. Bookmarks. So if you go to any page that you want to bookmark and then you do Control D or Command D, I guess, on Mac, and that will add it as a bookmark. Oh, I was wondering why Bamba was on there, but that's because obviously we were looking at him, weren't we? Right, let's get these guys going around again. I don't think the Czech guys are in this list just yet. They're probably still on... probably just there's a lot of work that we've given Gonzalo at this stage. Okay, oh, there he is, Bender. Here they are. So two of them we now have full knowledge of. Well, in theory, full knowledge of. And this was a report by Miguel... Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. So now we send him round with Sigridis for a week. Nicoletti's a C as well. It sounds like I'm insulting him. What an absolute C. No, these two will send to Gonzalo for a week. Because I do want a fully, like... a full report on them from him. But look at Nicoletti would be a really nice pickup at that price. The question is whether Gonzalo would sign for us yet. But if not, we could just keep an eye on him. Casarica's actually 4-star potential. And cheap, too. Barrera's already joining us, so we can kind of ignore him. Him, I have no idea why he's on our shortlist. Laborda. Nah. What about Yanko Vasilev? Not sure. Bender bending Rodriguez onto the true Bender. What about Casarica? Dr. Congo, Offenbach, not expensive, really nice rounded attributes for a lone farm player. My issue with him is he might want really large wages. Or not. I mean, they're higher than other players, but he is an international. I think he'd be a fun lone farmer. If he's under £1 million, then it's a bit of a no-brainer almost. Oh, he's got a release course. It's just under £1 million. Wait, we probably could have got him for less than, actually, but oh well. He is discount Papa Fay, yeah, exactly. Who I believe was also of Dr. Congolese nationality. He was Belgian, but his second nationality anyway. So Vasha's looking like they're dead in the water this season. This man is pure Pakshi, innit? That's the thing, yeah. And look how well Papa Fay did, despite being the slowest man in the world. He got 10 caps for Belgium in amongst all that. Right, so he's actually going to want a bit of a bump, but we should... I might just offer him a 5-year deal up front. Yeah. Because he wanted that other thing, I figured 5 years on him for now will be okay. They want a loan back, we'll keep him. We could just have given ourselves an extra loan there, but oh well. It's not about the loan number after all, is it? Kind of is. Let's get a friendly in here. I want to at least get the first leg of our next round of the Champions League done today. I do like how certain players, you just get a vibe from other clubs from what you want from them. Javier Bone. Yeah, but he's a backup goalkeeper. I mean, you can't really expect to pay too much, buddy. Youth and Take today. I would say so, yes. I think there's every chance. Youth and Take is most likely 9th of February. Sorry, 9th of March. And our next Champions League game isn't until here. So I would suggest that yes. I see no reason why we won't get the Youth and Take today. Unless Todd just forgets. In that case, I might just bin his contract off right then and there. But I'm still kind of excited about what he's going to bring us, to be honestly. It's the best looking youth intake we've had for a while, and that doesn't say anything about it because it still looks like trash. But if you remember... Wait, when did they win the first leg? I didn't even see that. Also, the fact that they only won 2-0. They couldn't, could they? Surely not. They actually got a bloody draw as well. That's so unfortunate for Budapest. Watch us now draw Manchester City in the second leg. I guarantee we end up playing Manchester City next. I want to see what the stats were like for this first game. I reckon... yeah, no fair one. That is literally about as fair as a game can be. Sadly. Goalkeeper had a mare. No one could get anything going. That sucks for them. Tex-Mex gets a new contract. God, we've spent so much money on new contracts for our players today, but now almost all of our main first team guys are tied down till 2039. I think that really does help us. Gory? I think this is one of these teams that only has one team, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so who do we get then? Or do we have to wait till next week? Yeah, the fact that Yoshi's now been back at left back as well after all that. I actually have seen him play as a DM for City earlier in the groups. It just feels inevitable that we're going to get Manchester City. No, there isn't a draw because I think there's another round of fixtures the following week. Because I think they were on the early side of things. But no, there isn't a draw either, though. You just get given your result as well. Yeah, these ones, I think, maybe. It might be these fixtures here. Although there might be more, I forget. Warthog Unleashed, thank you very much for the raid. How was stream? Celtic and Chelsea, Milan. Oh, see, they're still only on first legs, unfortunately. So Benfica are through. Juventus are through. I think we could beat Juventus, honestly. Now, we're good enough to win the Champions League. Like, there's very few teams I fear now in Europe. Man City are still one of them just because it's Man City, but right, that's all on the line. Thank you, Warthog. First ever promotion in FM. Nice. From where to where? I'm curious. What do you reckon, chat? Are either of those two getting through? Because if I had to guess, I'd say no. Yeah, that's our Yoshi. We had to send him to Dortmund, and then Dortmund sold him to City. I reckon neither get through. I reckon they both lose 2-0. I'm deliberately trying to... Yeah, I'm doing exactly what you're doing. We're going the other way to try and force the reversal. The equivalent of 2-0. There you go. Just enough to get the result. 3-1 to Besiktas. 2-0 to Villarreal. Dead. And the annoying thing about that is that Debrecen were 3-0 up in that first leg and have now conceded 4 goals without reply. And that has just absolutely killed us coefficient-wise. 12 points. Christ. France are still far enough away that it won't matter, but... Dirk Proper. I guess it must be. Yes, it is. Dirk Vanna Proper. There he is at Besiktas. Has been for 6 years now, actually. So that just leaves us and Haladash in Europe. Jesus. The only way that this season turns out good for us in terms of coefficient is if we get to another Champions League final and Haladash also get to a Conference League final. But watch us draw City in the next round and Haladash will draw like Sturm Graz or someone. And then they'll narrowly lose. Like, they'll draw both legs 1-1 and then go out on penalties. Feels like one of those years. Go on, Olympiacos. Really? Nothing? Well, not nothing, but actually, yeah, kind of nothing. Because these players are older. This guy was definitely not in their most recent youth intake. We need like another really good Greek player to appear. We've had Effie and we've had Labros, but I feel like we want to find the next big thing in Greece. Dortmund, the thing is, when the players sign for Dortmund, often they get release clauses that are not that much more than they paid from us. So Yoshi, I think, moved to City for like 52 million. They seem to, like, if we sell a player to Dortmund for like 30 to 35 million, the release clause they get in their Dortmund contract is usually like 50 to 55 million. So basically all we're doing is acting like a middleman. Like Roma or someone. Yeah. God. Yeah, and once again, Capital One throw us under the bus. Oh. Ask and you shall receive, my lord. Nestoros Mikros. Okay, he's 16. He's from this youth intake. Left-sided player. But look at this already. 13 determination, which suggests a solid personality. Acceleration and pace are decent. Crossing and dribbling are good. Finishing and first touch is okay. Passing is ridiculously good. Go on. He looks worse here, but what I will say is we will definitely send him specifically straight to Gonzalo. Because if he's still 5 stars after a Gonzalo check, then he's definitely coming in. And he's 16, exactly. So it's rare that we see any player 5-star potential now because of how good our squad is, so that he has to have something. Hey, Aiden. I know. That's the first time I've actually, I think most people agreed that I beat the AI on every single one of them. I think the only one that was even up for debate was probably Paulson, but Voicey killed it. I love that he came back to Manchester United. I mean, small. Did you see how tall he was? Time to send in the... Sigurdis is kind of like the surveyor that you send around when you're buying a house. That's the way I'm looking at it. It costs us a lot of money to send him all around the world, but he's just our man. At some point, we might be able to find a scout that's got like 2020. Oh, I did have a little look at the Hungarian leagues as well, just in case we find the next Pushkas in there. It's always worth a go. 6-1. Huh. Oh. What if we know more about the other guys yet? Oh, Bender still B+. I think we've got the Seagrist sign-off on Bender. Also, who are you? Oh, 57 million. Yeah, no chance. Thank you. Precop's in there too. Nicoletti's fallen off a little bit, but he's cheap, so he might still get the... So this was a... Yeah, this was the Seagrist report now. So we can trust this. For me, he's still worth a go, even at this here, because he's so good currently. I think for the loan farm, he would be a really solid option, and he would actually talk to us. Wages would be tiny. Yeah, exactly. He's a 100% loan farmer. I'd be willing to just about drop over $1 million on him, because I think he would probably... Oh, okay, 800,000. Yeah, definitely doing that. Okay, that's him done. We liked Keenan immediately. Oh, Glenn's back. Right, so Yotov. Who got your report? So this is from Ben Ayoun. He's not one of the ones we were that super bothered about. I think he's kind of had it. These are the guys we were really interested in. So this is a Gonzalo Seagrist report. The thing about Nygaard is he's very expensive. Thought they changed it. They did, Adam, but it's sort of... It's difficult, but not as difficult as people say it is. If he had the... Like, honestly, his attributes are very good for 17. It's this that concerns me. Let's just see how much they want. In fact, they actually want even more money. Not for our system. I mean, he could pay for others, but I don't want to spend that much money on a loan farmer. It's the lack of ceiling, yeah. If he had great potential, according to Gonzalo, I'd be all over this for that money. Because I would look at that as going, hey, we could mould him and improve him. But I just think that... I think there's a reason we didn't sign Glenn last year, and it's probably that exact same thing. Right, Pereira? Is this a Gonzalo report? No. I think with him, we're just trying to decide if he deserves one. You know what? He is Braveheart. Not the tallest, but he's... 10 poles are decent. He could be a good loan farmer. Is he worth a punt, maybe? I think if he's cheap enough, we punt. We'll see how much they want. If they'll give him for 700,000, yeah, that's fine. 700k. For me, I was basically, if he was under $1 million, yeah, the reason we're loving the Uruguayans today is because we finally reached that section of the... So we're into the new set of scout reports, but obviously Uruguay is right at the very end of the previous set, so we're sort of getting the final scouting reviews on those guys. Right, now it's to the Slavia Prague 4, which admittedly sounds like they've done something dodgy, and they're being campaigned for justice here, but... So Kabadai and Tupal were the ones we were a little bit less convinced by. In fact, I don't think we sent the right scout for these guys, did we? Right, with that case, for now, we'll send them all to Gonzalo for a bit and then focus on the man we really care about, and that's Bender. Right, Martin Bender. Fairly determined. He's 16 years old and he's ridiculous. He still has the 5-star potential, having been scouted now by our professional fixer-upper. Good on both feet. Can play on both sides already and through the middle. Great passing and vision. I think we have to, right? Please, 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 please. Yes! Just to show you once again, you can get him. You can get players that young. He's 16. I find 17 is actually the hardest age to sign them. 16, it feels like you can get them really easily. 17, they want to stick around for a bit. But 8 and 18, they're fine. Lacks a bit of pace. True, but that can improve with time. Right. We can work with this. 4.5. Which is pretty much what they want. But I reckon we can do better than that. Here's what I'm proposing for them. £2.5 up front, 2.5 over 3 years. So we're only paying £2.5 million for him this season. I think that's a perfectly valid deal. In fact, that's not even that. That's I wasn't expecting them to go for that, honestly. I thought they'd counter with like 6 and I'd have accepted it, but 5 million in total for him is fantastic business. Watch him join and be like 2-star potential, and Gonzalo's just been off on a mad one. He just had a lovely weekend in Prague and forgot to do his homework. Nicoletti. Oh, wow. We get to sign them all now. Move to your club right away. It can still work outside of But that is often one of the biggest issues Slipknot in. But I've still done it with players from South America all the time. So it can still be done. But it feels like it needs more reputation gap, potentially, for that to work. Thank you, Steve. And thank you for the raid, Cambro. That's very kind of you. How was stream? Yeah, bear in mind, we have worldwide rep. What's the best way to sell players? I don't think there's a single... I would recommend Clates' video about that, but that will depend on the type of player you're trying to sell. That will kind of be working, but I use different strategies depending on the type of player I'm trying to sell. So if they're a first team player I want to get rid of versus like some scud that's screwing the squad up kind of thing, I think you have to take different tacts to both. Because sometimes, like, for example, if you've got a player that's interested and you're trying to sell and get the maximum fee, then the Clates has a fantastic video about that, and we do basically the same thing here. As for getting rid of players that no one's interested in right now, that's where the real tough part comes in. The best bet there, I would say, is to... There's a trick you can do. Hang on, I'll show you. Let me get off this screen. So basically, you go to... Hang on, let me just find any player that's ours. Because basically, if they don't want to go and you don't want to piss them off, if you go into here and set your doff to sell them, what will happen is he'll try and sell them, but they won't get pissed off at him. But then, once that's happened and you've had no bids for them or have had bids or whatever, you can then offer them out and the player then won't get upset at you for doing it. It's weird. Adam Frog, thank you for the follow. So we'll get Pereira as well. Youngster, all go on. To be fair, he doesn't want loads, so I can give him like a 2k a week contract clause in there and he'll be fine with that. Lower it down a little bit. I still wish we could do template contracts, right? So they want no loan back. Oh, here we go, Bender. Right, let's go on. Back home to Swansea. Nice. Fringe player. I don't want fringe. Usually they're fine to get rid of these. Yeah. 4k a week. That's fine. You are totally entitled to it. He's going to get check caps, obviously. But given our wage structure now, it's actually okay that we offer him that. Because if he is playing for the Czech Republic, then so be it. You won't be till you probably won't get caps till he's like 19. I love that this contract is it's only 6 years, unfortunately, because we can only offer that. It's still only going to take him through till he's 22 years old. So we've got Nicoletti. We're getting Pereira. God, look at us go. I feel like we're finally starting to build the loan farm up. Don't do a Chelsea and spread it over 6-7 years. Hang on. Hang on. Do what with Chelsea and spread it over 6-7 years? I must have missed the what specific deal we were referring to. No, Rene! Don't have the best potential. Best companies in Europe. Can't get bids. Transfer list them. But like I said, Takaman, the thing I just suggested is probably your best way of doing it. The installments. Because the other clubs don't like that very much. So the reason I did the way I did it was, besides also, it wasn't a huge amount of money. It's 2.5 million. It's 800 grand a year when you look at our transfer budgets. But also, bear in mind, Chelsea aren't doing that. That's not what Chelsea are doing. What Chelsea are doing is amortizing the players over 6 to 7, 8 years. They're not doing installments as far as I'm aware. Maybe a little bit of installments, but the thing people talk about with the 7-8 years from Chelsea is the player amortization specifically that they're doing, which obviously is maybe happening in the background in FM, but you can't actually control that. Oh, Brockhauser. Miklos Brockhauser. Outshowing value and interest. No, maybe it's just a shit scout, honestly. That could be a reason. So the taxman, yeah, but again, the taxman thing, that comes from amortization, not from the player's transfer. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. But I presume that's happening in the background in FM anyway, isn't it? Hey, JP. Over the release course, for instance, so they can pay a higher fee in installments. Interesting. Which does make sense, of course, but I don't believe that's exactly what they're doing. But then it's hard to tell. What do we know, right? This is season 13. Also, do we have the draws for the next round yet? Lillestrøm. Where did Lillestrøm finish? 15th. They beat Kerper, Victoria Pilsen and Tirana, drew with Slovan Bratislava, and lost to Braga and Apoel. Oh, no, yeah. To me, I just don't see the point in... Like, I have no interest in playing a save for a couple of seasons, because I feel like I don't really get anything out of it. To me, the game only actually gets fun once you start getting, like, regen players coming through, and you can actually start doing scouting with players you don't already know they're any good. That's where I find... That's where I have the most fun in FM. Oh, Iceland popping off here. Sort of. Nearly popping off. They're on the verge of pop. I think he'll probably join in the summer, but there might be... we can check. Future transfers. Actually, I don't think it's officially signed the contract yet. Yeah, no, he hasn't actually accepted the contract yet. I believe he'll probably join in the summer. Hire accountant staff. That'd be cool. I want to be able to hire accountants at FM, damn it. Amortization. So, take this with a pinch of salt, and I wish Stewie was still here, because Stewie is literally a tax accountant. But from my understanding of it, essentially, what it does is when you sign a player, say you sign a player for £8 million, if that player is on a 4-year contract, what clubs will do is they will amortize the value of that transfer as expenditure over the course of the deal. So what they'll say is they'll be able to write off £2 million, or not write off, they put £2 million of expenditure on their balance sheet for each year of the contract. So, you know, if it's an £8 million contract, it's over 4 years. No, £8 million signing over 4 years, it's 4 divided by that, basically. And, sorry, 8 divided by 4, which will leave you 2 million a year. And it means, basically, that they're not giving so much outgoings to the tax, not the tax man, sorry, but like they're to balance and keep things within an FFP, essentially. I'm sure there's a much better explanation for what it is, but that is my understanding of the way that amortization in football works. Generally speaking, our budget at the moment is 45 million in transfer and 306,000 a week in wages. But with the players we're picking up at the moment, we're unlikely to use most of it. Why am I've got a comb in my hand for no reason. Where's my fidget thingy gone? I think this might, by the way, this might be part of the reason why I've got like thumb pain now, but I'd still rather have a bit of thumb pain than be smoking all the time. Average annual value. I don't know. I think Statline, you probably know way more about this than I do, actually. Different from installments. Because they're not paying installments. It differs from installments by virtue of the fact that it's completely different, i.e. they still pay the £8 million up front. So if Chelsea, for example, buy a player from Benfica for £8 million, they still pay Benfica £8 million, but it's the way that it's written off in the balance sheets, basically, on that side. Helps us move things out so you don't get a massive hit in certain years. That's the thing, Adam. Yeah. If anything, it would actually kind of really help in FM if they took that into account a little bit more, because I feel like that's why we get fucked by FFP sometimes. Yeah, it's a bookkeeping device, yeah. It's just good. Yeah, we were the Champions League winners last season. Yeah, so the books were written differently. And then some people take that a little bit too far. See Derby County and Enron, for example. The only reason I used 8 million as an example is just because 8 divided by 4 is really easy to sort of break down into that. But you can apply that to any logic. And now we're getting Bender. And yes, he will join us in November for some reason. I guess that's because maybe he has to be 17 to join us. Could fix Liverpool next season. I don't know. Like infrastructure changes? Like, fill the potholes in? No, I don't know, honestly. And when I say I don't know, it's less I don't know. I'm no interest in fixing Liverpool. Like, I don't know what could fix them because I don't know what's broken with Liverpool, essentially, at the moment. Hugo, thank you very much for the follow. His pro contracts. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Of course, he's only 16, isn't he? And we can't have pro contracts until we're 17 in Hungary. That makes sense. That would make sense, yeah. Silky Beans, thank you for the follow.
Voltaire contracted syphilis just 2 blocks from here.
Efren. Achievements would say the same result. The problem is, Gordo, that the installments don't achieve the same result because clubs don't see. So say you in FM, the way that the balancing works with the mechanics of signing players from clubs, if you offer a club in FM £8 million for a player and they take it, if you offer them the same value but in installments, they will be likely to ask for more money. So it doesn't have the same effect in FM for that reason. So you still end up having to pay more to make that work. It'd be lovely if that was the case, but unfortunately it's not. Waiting for large upfront outgoing. Yeah. Treat night place to watch this. Wow. That's all you need to do now is pull up the old Tromsø VODs on like a mobile device and you've hit the trifecta there, Silky Beans. Thank you for that though. That's very kind. I appreciate that. Welcome in. When is our... We still not got our Champions League draw yet. I feel like we're just playing games. Like, who would do such a thing? More valuable than money in the future. Yeah. Well, exactly, yeah. Hence why I tend not to let other clubs do installments on me. Particularly when those installments have all kinds of, like, dodgy stuff attached to them. Because the way clubs in FM negotiate. Sadly, Lavinio, it is just us and Haladash. Budapest unfortunately drew Manchester City. That was their reward for coming 16th and getting top half. They got Manchester City in the first knockout round. Which is brilliant. And then Debrecen and all the other lads, oh good, all got knocked out as well. So it's just Haladash left. And they're playing Lillestrøm. So, you know, maybe they've got a chance. I just really need them to get back into Europe. Maybe they'll like speed up a little bit there once they finally go out of Europe. But the problem is the others are already out of Europe, so I expect to see them doing better. Right, here we go. I think this is the last set of fixtures, is it not? Or is there one more on the Wednesday? No, this is the Wednesday. We've tried out a Trek and we've actually kind of liked it, but I feel like he doesn't do enough Trekky things. There's one particular move that our Trek pulls off great, but we don't see it enough in the match engine, which is where they cut inside around about the halfway line and play these gorgeous central passes through the middle, and we just can't seem to get them to do it enough. That's the biggest issue. We lost 30 minutes. Oh, we did sign like loads of players, didn't we? That'll do it. Arsenal Chelsea out is very helpful for us. But I'm telling you, we are still going to draw Manchester City. Set to cut inside. I don't know if... Don't we have them set to stay wider, though? Isn't that going to, like...
Oh, this isn't where I park my car.
Oh, we can, actually. The question is whether he'd do it too late. I don't know whether FM thinks that this is going to be like more towards the final third, because I like it when they cut inside much earlier, and I don't know if there's a way we could force that. We could try it. Potentially. Daniel J. Gardner, thank you very much for the follow. Sorry. Yes, I was right. Silver does love a shot as well, which doesn't help. Thank you, Divkush. Right, can we get the draw now? 400 million in debt. Jesus. Falling up front and Rex for 6 years. Yeah, but presumably you wouldn't have been able to get them for 8 million. As in, my experience with FM this year currently is that if a club wants £8 million for a player, you either pay them 8 million up front or you have to pay them 10, 12 million with installments. And I'd still rather just pay the 8 million because that's still less money for me. We've gotten into trouble in the past with these saves where we've ended up having loads of money in like transfer debt. And that's cost us like FFP stuff later. Like we've been like, oh, we're going to do loads of stuff. And we realized we've got 40 million in transfer debt because of all the clauses that we'd had. Still no, there must be games next week still. Yes, Silky Beans. You love to see it. You can wear my t-shirt underneath, not that I have any. Clates! How's it going, friend? How goes things with Worcester? We were just mugging off the game as always. Oh my god. I forgot about that. Does that pop up when anyone comes into chat? Brilliant. Everything's just Raider from Clates, Raider from Clates. Brilliant. I've never actually, like... I didn't get this last year, so I don't know if this is like a new thing that Twitch has brought in for this year's game or something. Oh, you got there before me. Ah, here we go. Wait, we're getting an actual draw this time. I swear to God, sometimes it's like we're going to do a draw and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, well, hey, time for the draw. Watch us draw Manchester City. It's an inevitability at this point. Gruff Dicks. You have a play called Gruff Dicks. Okay, this is extremely lovely. No, wait, hang on. I have to start draw, then go to overview, then change the speed, and it's still too fucking slow. Right, so us drawing Manchester City is what I'm expecting to see. Oh, Liverpool United in the Champions League. Okay. Do you know what? I'm happy with Dortmund. We beat Dortmund 9-2 this exact same stage last season. Go on, City. Who are they getting? Give them someone tough. Do you know what? Atletico will probably beat them. City came 21st in the Champions League group this year. And they had to beat another Hungarian side just to get this stage. Yeah, it's MTK versus MTKB. Juventus PSG. Oh, go on. Give Celtic an easy one. Or not. That's fine too. Liverpool United against each other is great. Lyon Real Madrid isn't amazing. Spurs, go on. Give them... Spurs Inter is actually okay. We'll take that. And Benfica Barca. Then again, Barca... Have we ever... I don't think we've even actually played Barca in this save. I don't recall ever doing it. Right, now we go. 6th of March. I love that you get your draw, though, 4 days before the game is supposed to take place. I just don't understand how you're supposed to sort the logistics out in that time frame. But sure. But what I mean to say is I'm getting my excuses in early. DJ brain aneurysm? No, but I'm very curious to know what that's about. Feels like something I would suffer from, I'll be honest with you. We'll just fly there on Gideon's back. Effie asked to be recorded. Is Effie not playing anymore? God, he's been on loan at Budapest for 6 years. I can see how he would have fallen out of the pecking order. Screenshot you took in the treaty stream. God, no, I do not remember at all. Yeah, Tottenham in the Champions League is meant. That being said, I did a video on Friday night, and Spurs won the Champions League and Premier League double in the same season. Well, obviously, it wouldn't be a double otherwise, would it? But yeah. Visual Life, thank you for the follow. Hang on, I recognise that name. Brighton fan, right? When are you having a kid? That's just weird, like, deep cut there. I swear you were having a child the last time we spoke. Coefficient, good shout, yes. It's not going well. 12 points. This is one of the downsides of having an insane amount of teams in Europe, that it dilutes extremely fast. That and losing loads of teams. Ferencváros came 35th in the Champions League this season, so it didn't do us any particularly big favours there, sadly. Yeah, we're going to get absolutely wrecked. Oh, we're below the Netherlands again. Thankfully, France are so far behind us that... Oh, I say that. There's still only 3.5 points. I think they'd struggle to get that. Well, you never know. Like, I mean, at least Brighton are doing insanely well this season. 6-0 yesterday. That's ridiculous. I thought he was actually going to come up with a player then. People won. How on earth did we get this from Gruff Dix? Mud Chaul Arif Tajudin. Here's Gruff Dix. Excellent. Show me your Gruff Dix. Of course he's Welsh. Gruff is just a good first name. I feel like no matter how... no matter what surname you put after Gruff, it's great. I really can't do it. Bourne won't let me get a team report on anyone now. That's really weird, George. And I've known a few people have had issues with it, and I don't know why that is. Hang on, Kevin De Bruyne dropped for Fulham. To be fair, they probably looked at us and went, I think we'll be fine. Honestly, I think we'll be fine. As long as they've still got Haaland in the squad, they'll be fine. I'm expecting some... Yeah, maybe that just means Gruff Dix in Malaysian. That's what his friends call him. Ah, dear. Boom, 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 boom. My friend, you're improving so much. I would really like you to get a loan move, because you are probably the next big thing in Serbian football. I would say he's the next Mitrovic, but he's nothing like Mitrovic in terms of his playing style. But he's 17 and he's this good. Oh, shit. My bad. It's stuck on Gruff Dix. Yeah, I think you do need to have a scouting budget to maybe make it work. That might be the factor. But I have seen... Someone did say that their board simply would not let them do team reports, and I don't know why that is. So look about Mary here. Hopefully he's using a different product to make that stick up like that. But hey, maybe not. Maybe he's using his Gruff Dix. Oh, yeah. You need to get a loan move soon. Does he speak Serbian yet? That's true, actually. Terrible discipline. I mean, people are obviously using that as an example, but like he's not been. That was the first red card he'd ever received for Fulham. So I feel like it's, yeah, easy to say that. You know that you can't slip a rom-com reference by me, my friend. I'm a rom-com encyclopedia. I'm all about that life. Right. Oh no, definitely not starting this squad today. Not in a chance. I mean, obviously, like Newcastle's form, particularly lately, it feels like, I mean, obviously the quality of opposition has not exactly helped themselves, but still, yeah, they've been killing it. Oh, I'm saying that as a Fulham fan, Misha. I fucking love Mitro, but, you know, I feel like people just go, they see that one thing and go, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But the fact is, that was the first time we'd been sent off for Fulham in, like, his 5 years at the club. I think it was his first Premier League red card, or, like, red carded, like, since he was at Newcastle. Where he definitely did, and he does still have discipline problems, I agree, but I think people blow it massively out of proportion. But also at the same time, you can't really ignore the fact that he did, you know, inappropriately engage with official. That sounds exactly the opposite of what he was doing, doesn't it? He was inappropriately engaging with that official chat, I'll tell you. We get Mihail in there. He's no... Oh, no. Hell no. Probably just about as good in the air, though. Where's Ojeda? We'll do a bit of you. Ah, well, at least we've got... oh, God. Yeah, we'll go Antunes and Giddy. And then we can put Liam Skinner at right back. Because he's just really good. Do we have any other left backs? Yeah, because then Darla can play left back next game. Yamin and Monty. Oh, my God. Where's LMS? Oh, he's there. That's fine. He'll have to play. That'll do. God, I hate that Lucas is now back to 2 games missed now. He was up to 116. Oh, no relegation. I think we were actually officially safe as a result of the games at on Thursday night or something. We'll still... I bet they haven't. Imagine. What happened in that game for Wolves? Like, Wolves are notoriously... like miserly when it comes to defending for the most part, and then they just had an absolute blowout yesterday. It seemed like every goal as well was Wolves just giving the ball away needlessly. Willian injured. Yeah, Willian got injured in the warm-up for the Villa game at the weekend. Sorry, during the week. And I don't know if he's back today. I don't think he is. Not that it matters, because if it's one position that Fulham have depth in, it's the wing players with Solomon coming straight in. Bought Matoma to rub it. Hang on, he didn't even start. That's kind of... He's rubbing salt in the wound, isn't it? A rom-com of sort. Love it. That feels like the title of a rom-com. Bear in mind, I don't just watch them. I read them. I love a rom-com book. I'm all over that. It's pretty much all I've been reading this year is like romance novels. I say romance novels. Not like the... I think there's a difference in like a romance novel and a rom-com book. I'm not talking about the type where there's like a slightly beshirted man on the front, like hunkily staring over a person. I'm not talking about those types of books. Or am I? Yeboah and Kontravakis do the business for us. Good stuff. Honvi win again. Uefa should drop more points. Yeah, they're not coming second. Yeah. Skinner has started very, very strongly. Love it. Oh, yeah. He's exactly the type of player. I feel like every team needs a shithouse, and Mitro is very much our shithouse. Well, one of many shithouses, but he's very good at winding up opposition. Like, I'm actually surprised. Does Mitrovic have that trait in FM? I imagine he does. He has to. Beshirted horse tender. Yeah, exactly. And the book will be called something like The Tanner's Daughter. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm not a big fan of smut. I actually talked to you guys about this before. I say a big fan. Like, if it's in a book, I'm like, whatever. But there was this one book I was reading where it was all rom-com, and all of a sudden there was just pure smut for like 2 chapters, and I was a bit like, oh. I've done the book. Oh, yeah. I already got my belly out earlier. What more do you want? I'll get you all the way there. We're in March, and our top scorer has 14 goals. How is that even possible? Things got heated. It's true. We certainly do be spreading the goals around this season to have scored... I mean, how many goals have we scored in all comps this season? In the league, we've got 64, and God knows how many in the Champions League, and our top scorer's got 14. Oh. I was choking on a cup of tea. Oh, makes it even better. Choke me, daddy. Sorry. We keep finding some really good players really good on the surface out of the Israeli leagues, and then after a little bit more of a look, they just never quite do it. Oh my. I've now become Kenneth Williams. I've had a bit of a crisis. Indeed, yeah. I get flustered sometimes. You know that. You just do this to me, chat. You embarrass me. You put me on the spot. Give this guys go around again. I probably should discard some of the £82 million rated players that we're probably not going to quite afford. Hello, Mikros. He's... Oh, baby. Hungary has registration rules, but they're more like guidelines. You know, it's kind of like that keep off the grass sign you see in the middle of a housing estate, or no ball games. Everyone's going to play ball games. So basically, there is one registration rule in Hungary, and we've still not managed to figure out exactly how it works or applies, because we've never fell foul of it. Swoons and poshness. Oh, yes. Okay, so we're getting Mikros, right? Was this a Seagrass report? It was. Okay, in that case, probably go to sign it. Look at the VAR. Please let him sign for us. Nestorus, please. I beg of you. Yes, Nestorus. Come on. Up the Mikros. It's rare that we get a player that's considered 5 stars anymore. We have to. Also for the price. Do you know what? I almost feel bad. Do you know what? I would normally take both of these out, but you're going to keep that clause just as a little something on the extra. It's a tip. Why are you happy? I mean, wouldn't you be? Look at the state of him. He's ridiculous. We'll take him. What about pre-cop? So these are all the guys that we got reports on that... This is Seagrass, right? Yeah, okay, so Gonzalo. Oh, actually. He kept his rating when Gonzalo had a look. Don't forget to tip your footballers. Precisely. 14 grand on top just for the good service. Pre-cop's a difficult one because he's very expensive. Yeah, Mikros might be the best player we've found in the last 2 seasons, I would say. Not our style of player. I mean... What is he? The problem is he's a CM, and it's the one role that doesn't really matter that much to us. As an anchor, he'd be fine, but I feel like we'd be wasting him a little bit. And we do have a lot of anchors. I might shortlist him and just keep an eye on his development for the moment. We'll be watching his career with great interest. Was Diga... No. Now they've been Seagristed, haven't they? We weren't that funded by 2PAL anyway, were we? To be honest. So he could have, yeah, and that's not really a role. It's not a role we use or have any plans to currently anyway. Retrain his role. It's not really a case of retraining his role. I mean, we obviously would do that, but it's a question of which role of the two he would slot into our team, and I don't think he's really great at either. Kabadai? I think he would be at best a lone farmer, and it's too much money to spend on a lone farmer with Kabadai. As much as I kind of like him. Actually, let's just see, because maybe he would be... Not every player is going to be the high end of that, but I suspect that because this is FM, they almost always are, aren't they? It's sometimes double that amount. If he's like under 2 million... Fuck. They always just... If I can... Is 2.2 worth it for Kabadai? Yeah, true, if we need to change our tactic. But that's why I feel like if we look at him now, for all we know, we'll be doing tactics incubator on Tuesday, and then we might decide to play a system with CMs or Segunda Volantes or whatever, and then we can just go back in for him anyway. Costs more than Meatcross. To be fair, most players cost more than Meatcross. That man is a bargain and a half. To be fair, that's meaningless because he wouldn't get that. We got 42 million in the budget. I still don't know if I want him. Sorry, Jan. It's just not your day, friendo. Fernandez. Okay, you're not one that Gonzalo's. In fact, Scouty Neck was... In fact, oh, okay, apparently we're getting a big report from Scouty Neck. You, I think, are just not up to it anyway. Meatcross, yeah, it was like a fire sale for Meatcross. These guys were going to send to Gonzalo for the final look. Maybe he'll change our minds on them. Alright, Meatcross is very interested. I bet he is. I can't believe he's actually going to sign for us. At 16 as well. He's still on a youth contract. I feel for Pauk in a way. But also don't. Because I have no remorse for my actions. Right. Bit of that. I didn't actually see what the amount was. He will get Greek caps. The only downside about it being slightly younger is we can't hit with an 8-year contract. But, you know, needs must. Plus, we got our youth intake coming up too. Yeah, it means I think today we'll have time for the first Dortmund game and then the youth intake. Before we get to skedaddle because of the Fulham game. Also, anyone watching the F1 right now, what's going on? Or is it just procession? I hate the fact they put it on at 12. One of the reasons I changed streams to go to Sundays and slightly earlier was to fucking be able to watch F1. And then they're like, no, we're going to move this one. This one's going to be at 12 just to screw you over, friendos. Red Bull walking away with it. Oh, what a turn up for the books. How very out of character for this season. Is anything going on interesting in the backfield? But wasn't Leclerc on pole? So I assume he just got washed over by Red Bull once the actual race began properly. Not really? Okay, one of those races, was it? Fair one. Hang on, is Perez winning? Fair play. Is that a case of he's winning on pace, or is he winning on a... Well, he's in front and no one's really bothered, so we'll just keep things as it is. Go around again. Who was it? Was it George Russell that referred to... It was either George... I think it was Russell, where he said that if we took off our rear wing, Red Bull would still be fast. just mad. Yeah. I feel like if they did that, Adam, people would complain a lot because I feel like people like being able to sign these... You're right, Perez is a street circuit specialist. It certainly seems to be anyway. I think people would complain because they wouldn't be able to sign all the players they wanted. So Darla Villome, Terra Nova... It has to be, doesn't it? Because Rivadavia is not ready for that role yet, and we can't register Liam Skinner. Still need to fit, so nothing really happening. A fair one. It must be nearly over, right? It's an hour and a half in now. Doesn't sound like I'm missing out on a great deal, is the opinion I'm getting so far. Oh, 7 laps to go. Wow, okay, that has just flown by, hasn't it? Whoa. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I just accidentally trigger pressed on all of those players. Not in Europe, thank you. Nearly snuck that one through. Right, I think that's the best lineup we've got right now. We'll put Mihail on the bench just in case. I think that's our best foot forward. Not sure how I feel about this. Do I change this back for the Champions League? No. Fuck it. I want to see how this actually performs in a game. Because we've not actually seen it perform. We just haven't been scoring a lot of goals lately. Absolute diamonds from PSG. To be fair, I rarely ever get those guys. Occasionally, though, I will see randomly really good players released by those clubs. Like, we signed a guy, it was a German midfielder called Aaron Scholl. He got released by Leipzig on my save, and he ended up being like a world-class midfielder. Yeah, Dortmund again. With Ruter up front, Mudryk, and then regens for days. Edin Terzic is manager. Okay, we can do this, I think. Last time we got kind of fortunate against Dortmund just because of the scoreline, but this feels like over 2 legs we should be the better side. Dortmund are always sort of a midfield side. They never really ever challenge for the top 8. They're normally around between sort of 12th and 20th in the standings each year. Yeah, also, where are all our former players gone, Dortmund? Oh, go on, Texi, slip it across. Castillo! That's a good save, but again, Tex-Mex with the run. He does it every time. End of the day, Football Manager Legend, it's an opinion. People enjoy things that you might not do. That's fine too, you know? I was going to say, how is... They must have removed the ball and chain from his leg. Yeah, it seems like... Oh, go on. Brandon, please. I think Brandon was just a fraction offside there. And by fraction, I mean the fraction is 10 to 1. Yeah. Okay, no. He just... Wow, that must have been the most perfectly timed run of all time. Oh, the left back. Well, this season, yeah, Misha. We've drawn and won against them. And, I mean, they're going to have to do some serious work to finish above us. Yeah, bear in mind, Mudryk would have been at Shakhtar at the start of this save because we started it at the very beginning of the save. Like the cycle of the game. Yeah, Turikov's back. I didn't get to see any of it, of course, but I heard it was good. Oh, Tex-Mex is injured, though, which is a shame. In fact, that's a real shame. I don't know what that is. That's annoying because he got the assist as well. Guidance on tactics. Honestly, Calder, I'm not terrible with tactics. That's not the right word. I'm not the person you'd want to take advice from on tactics just because the way I play with FM and tactics is I kind of just go... Often I'll look at a squad and go, right, these players and have these roles. This is where they're good. Let's try and fit them in that and try to build instructions around that. And then after that, for me, it's often just about twiddling buttons and changing one thing at a time, seeing what it does in the match engine. I am eventually going to make a video about how I build tactics because I feel like it's a bit more abstract and kind of... It doesn't really do things based on what I expect from real football. It's more about, like, just the game itself. Big Sam and Pep. Yeah, no, honestly, you're right. Percentages game, just trying to find the little gaps as we're 2-0 up now as Patrice has scored it again. No, I don't steal tactics from others. But then who does, right? But also, there's nothing wrong with that if it's a single-player game, right? Like, in fact, I would advise new players to download tactics because it means that you get an idea of what a working tactic should look like, potentially, and then you can kind of reverse engineer something that maybe you would want to play for your team. Yeah, Kane Full of Love seems to often prop up. I mean, he is a face in the game, we know, but he always seems to end up at Bayern. He's at Bayern in this save, and he's actually at Bayern in that Career Resurrection video as well. Patrice has kind of been forced to be a starter lately, because LMS has been, he's had some injury issues. You're right, it does seem to be providing more space for Tex-Mex, but it doesn't seem to be improving the strike roll. I wonder if that idea about moving them off to the side to make them asymmetrical would make more sense. Which foot is Tex-Mex? Is he both feet? Okay. I'm more about thinking which side he might run. I'm just curious. Because Castillo is left-footed, isn't he? Majority left-footed, which would make more sense. I just wonder, because we're 2-0 up at half-time in the Champions League match, so naturally try tactical tweaks. Attribute masking. As with anything, it's a single-player game. So if you want to play with attribute masking off, then crack on. If you're having fun with the game, then you're playing it the correct way. That will always be my opinion on it. What I do find funny is someone commented on a video about mine the other day. Wouldn't this just be easier to just turn off attribute masking? I'm thinking, well, of course it would, but that's kind of not the point, is it? Like, the video wasn't for that. It was for playing the game the way it is. Oh, dear. Oh, we've gone goalkeeper's side. Well, that's when I did that one tactics test video. I tried to test it with a variety of teams from across different expectation levels of teams that were expected to challenge at the top, teams that were expected to get relegated, to try to see if it would have that same overarching effect, which is what I was trying to go for with it, basically. Right, we need a good save there. Well, that was exactly what I said in response to it, Inferno. It would be a lot easier to play with the editor switched on as well, but that wouldn't make it fun, would it, you know? People can play the game however they like. I like attribute masking because I like the challenge of uncovering the gems and stuff, but I realise that, you know, I have a lot of time on my hands. Some might say too much. What's this? Nations treated as non-foreign in Brazil. Hang on, where am I looking? Syria? They're very specific. Maybe they just really like Syria. To be fair, I mean, Haiti is still slightly bizarre given some of the ones around it, but Syria is particularly odd out of those. Oh, God. Don't foul him, please, Emil. Oh, what a save from Portia. That's a ridiculously good stop. Castillo has gained a touch of rating, but we've not looked any better in the second half, is what I will say. We'll see, because he's now pulled off to that side. I do wonder if having him on the left, though, is going to get in the way of the trek a little bit. Particularly with those long passes that we like to see through the middle. It might almost be stopping... What a great touch that is. It might be stopping him from being in a good position to receive those from the trek. Maybe as Velasquez bangs it wide of the post. Soul just devours my body. It's a wonderful turn of phrase, I'll give you that. I think Tex-Mex has to come off here. We'll go with Bobby Tree through the middle. And then Labros through the middle, I guess. Shit, it might have to be River Davy. No. We'll do Montiel to right back. And then Santos in. Terranova could do with a break too, but the only real option for there. The problem is on the right, he's going to be on his wrong foot, and I'm concerned that it might... I found that particularly on FM last year, having players, if they're up front, particularly in the 2, on their correct feet, seemed to make an enormous difference to their ability to score. But we'll see. Maybe we've done that now and it make all the difference. And maybe it's just the sort of tactical tweak that we won't really get any good data from being in the middle of a game. And maybe we'd have to start it fresh to really get a good idea of what's going on with that there. But now he's sitting off to the right. Montiel... Oh, round the side for Kontavrakis. Off the post. Well, we immediately create a chance with him on the right-hand side. And now we've got Labros on the pitch. It might not matter so much. Because he, I believe, is right-footed. Or he might be two-footed, actually. We're still creating stuff. That's the main thing. Defending really well against Dortmund here, too. Oh, look at the space for Malera. If he can find the right pass. And he has yeeted it to Brandon Silva. Slip him in. I dare you. Bobby Tree. Oh, it's a foul. And never mind. It's going to be it would have been a penalty, but Labros has scored. It's certainly providing more space for those runs that we really like from the attacking midfielder. 3-0 away from home in Dortmund is perfect. It's exactly what we wanted here. But this was nice. Because you can see that they're sort of in each other's way a little bit. But then Bobby's able to be more central. It's season 3 of a save, Misa. So I think... Whatever that is in real life, basically. I think it's 24-25. Or is it 20... Yeah, I think it's 24-25. Bobby definitely... Hang on, didn't he fall down in the original version? 3-0 up. Cruising. This is a nice, like, well-rounded performance as well from us. It's kind of like playing with 2 strikers, but it means out of possession, we've at least got a little bit more midfield pressure. Track kind of makes me more space. True, do we leave that on? I hadn't thought about that. Got the new format. Okay, yeah, that's probably the one then. 24-25. I do like it. I think there's some problems with it, but mainly the problems are actually things that are in FM. Probably won't be in it real life. Liverpool 2 up. Willie Sanchez. You love to see it. Tex-Mex injured, but... Oh, shit. Will he actually be back for the second leg? It shouldn't matter too much, as I feel like we're probably going to be okay. So, yeah, we have got that uncut inside. We'll move this to the right. Because the Malera's only on support, so we shouldn't get too much in the way. I'm liking this. Henry, thank you for the 26 months. How's it going, man? Hope you're having a long time no speak. How's streaming going? Right, so now we've got time for... Well, we have to get through that Shaqvari match, but that's fine because we can rest everybody for that. And then we've got youth intake. Get the teams you're playing plopped on. Yeah, I mean, I think it's weird that there isn't a draw, given that you could still do a draw, right? Oh, okay, so we're getting Mikros. Love that. But you know what? Yeah, I'm excellent, mate. Genuinely. Just vibing today. Got slight sunburn on the face, but I'm okay with it. It's not showing up too much today. Not quite. Maybe next year, eh? Then again, if we keep signing players like Mikros, there's never going to be a 5-star player again, is there? I am a little bit disappointed that he's got that, but this is... Segrist, I trust. In Gonzalo, we trust. I wonder who we could potentially get next round. Or has it already drawn the next round yet? So good. Oh, I'll give you... Leg check, mate. Look. We can go legs all day. It's the stomach you don't see very often. Oh, I'll tell you what. It was a bad choice to wear white chino shorts today. They are very tight. Oh. Man City only 1-0 against Atletico. I reckon Atletico knocked them out. I also don't believe we've ever played Atleti in this save yet. Ferencváros only narrowly get past Jory. It's that body confidence, chat. Right, 8th of March. Oh, that's Europa League. Right, here we go. Haladash Lillestrøm. If they're just still in this game, it's massively toasty here as well, Misha. Cambridge yesterday was sick. Just lovely to be outside. We skip draw. Right, so youth intake should be tomorrow. We really don't seem to play Spanish cards very often, no. Like, we played Real Madrid a few times, but I remember Yuri Levy from last season. So I think what I'll do is I'll just send him straight to Gonzalo just to keep us in touch with him, right? So my shots are tight as well. Preview was better than it's been last season, but that doesn't really mean much. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm nowhere near. The nearest C to me is Southend. There's our negative 115 lone players as well, which is always good. Yeah, but we at least have a B-rated player in it. So there's that. This is considered good for us. Bear in mind, we've had 1 star for about the last decade now. So you never know. Wait, what's up with Darla? Oh, God. Oh, it's fine. Hang on. Isn't your contract super long as well? Nah, he's level 38. He is staying on that wage for the moment. Yeah, that's fine. When it's 2 years, it's fine. B for brilliant, hopefully. To be fair, we got a guy that's now a Hungarian international, and he was a C-rated player at a youth intake. And he's got like 11 caps for Hungary. Not that that means too much, because we've had some really trash players get caps for Hungary, but he's not trash. I guess it must be the next day. Oh, no, hang on. Here we go. Moment of truth. Come on. 1-0 defeat. Disappointing, but not impossible. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Should have probably got a draw out of that. But it gives me confidence that they'll probably be able to do okay at home, hopefully. Facilities, where are we facilities-wise? Basically, the board are kind of stingy and won't let us go really beyond where we are, facilities-wise. To the point where we actually got our facilities downgraded, and despite us having 150 million in the bank, they wouldn't pay the £2 million to re-upgrade them again. I think they have now, but only because we won the Champions League, and they kind of decided that maybe at that point they would reward us for it. I felt like we deserved it at that point. Okay. Oh, that's not good. At broke, stay rich. In it. So far, we're still in the Champions League at the moment. We are 3-0 up away from home against Dortmund, so we're in a good shape to get to the next round, which would be the quarterfinals, actually. 3 ball doors. Yeah, I feel like... Has he got really good composure, Misha? Because I find that for me... finishing is still important, obviously, but for me, composure is just way more important. And I feel like composure is more important because it impacts more than just their ability to score goals, potentially. Right, here we go. Youth intake. There it is. Right. Okay. To me, it still matters. Like, I wouldn't sign a striker with 1 finishing. You will still notice the issues, right? But for me, I prioritize their composure level over pure finishing ability because I feel like it just has a more rounded effect on their overall game. Okay, so what do you reckon then? It's got, yeah, 16 is solid. 3.5 from Bulgaria. Brave. I reckon 3.5 as well for the B-rated guy. I reckon 3.5 rated striker because that's what it is. And I reckon he will be Hungarian. Oh, imagine if it was 2.5. That would suck. And I would have to be calling Emmett up. Right. Come on. He's Uruguayan. Also, he's not a striker. Where's the striker? It's a 2.5 star intake. It's a 3.5 star. Where is the striker? I assume this is him, but he's literally not a striker. He's from the Uruguayan district of Budapest. We have a Uruguayan affiliate side, so I'm assuming that's the reason. Also, a Portuguese dude here. Maybe he's got, like, really good finishing and composure or something. Unambitious personality. 2 determination. He's determined to be shit. He's never going anywhere, is he? As sad as it is to say, he's not making it in football. Yeah, and this is our new head of youth development as well. Our brand new shiny head of youth development designed to bring us the goods. Do we even get a striker in this? The closest thing we got to a signing is quite literally Attila Grimm. And believe me, it is grim. This guy's favourite personnel. Likes me, apparently. Likes Petter Bonifant and Cameron Brannigan. Don't know why he's got such an obsession with the second team's assistant manager, but he loves it. Emmett's probably still knocking about. I wonder if it's too late to bring him back again. Oh, Emmett's back. Emmett's back. Chat, we can bring Emmett back. Not as a youth developer, but Emmett can be back for the vibes. As the second team. Why does he want that? Why does he want that, Emmett? What? All right, then, bud. I guess that's what you want to do. That's fine. Eventually, I'd like to make him a normal coach for us. He's literally assistant to the regional manager, isn't it? 4 years or so. I don't believe so, no. Otherwise, that would be... Surely that would be a kind of ridiculous... I mean, actually, it does make a little bit of sense. Because if you look at certain players, you see that they've signed for the club when they're like 13, according to the game. Which means that actually, it's an interesting point. Do you want a cheeky ED7 since we're going to bring him back to the club? Oh, close. That's not far off. To be fair. Oh, I didn't look at coefficient. Or did I? No, I think I did look at coefficient points because we've looked at it several times since then. Even if it wasn't specifically from the lookup, I definitely did look at it. Right, okay, yes, fuck it. We'll do an ED7. Because he's coming back as the second team's assistant manager. Yes. Of course it is. Let's go. And a 5, and a 4, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1, and go. It's a rarity. Much better. That means we get to do another one next stream when he joins us. It's perfect. Yeah, it's not great. Emmett does have... Yeah, I think he does. If not, he can definitely get them now that he's on the coaching side of things, right? Yeah, he's got Continental Pro license. Like, he's a good coach, too. I mean, he should be a good head of youth development, honestly, but... Other than Zoltan... Sorry, Harv. It's not been amazing for him, has it? Oh. Wait. Oh, it's Budapest. Oh, to be fair, that makes sense because they just brought in that new keeper, didn't they? It's just as bad as the rest. Well, it wouldn't make any difference because we can't see if their youth index are any good or not because we won't have... All we'll be able to see is if they've got players. We won't be able to tell if the players are good or not because we can't get scout... Bear in mind, I have actually got youth intake reports on the other Hungarian sides coming up as well, but us looking at the squads isn't going to tell us anything about their actual quality, only if they've got like an insanely CA guy. Isn't going to help us. They had a guy called Peter Andre. They didn't. Whoa. Mysterious girl. Oh, yes. I kind of want him just for that reason alone. Or would it just be insania to sign him, chat? That is the question. I guess, yeah, because we looked at them relatively recently, didn't we?
It's
for the memes.
You came in summer. In winter, it can get very...
I don't know if I can even... Oh, I can. Oh, God, are we really going to pay £1 million for a meme? Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're doing that. Looks like we're paying £1 million for a meme. Wouldn't be the first time. Portista! Thank you for the follow. We playing Shakvari again? Or was that just a game I wasn't thinking about? Be a good little test for us, though. Just to start like that. Even if I'm not actually going to watch the game. It might not work in instant result, in fairness. From Jordan gets it. Montiel, do I... is that a thing I want to do? Probably not. Liam Skinner, yes? Good stuff. I think that offset striker thing could actually be quite an interesting step for us. Don't know how well it worked in the second leg, but it did okay. I agree, Misha. I think more of their budget should go to signing players purely on meme basis. It's part of the fun. We signed a guy earlier called Pretzel. He was good, but he wasn't really £16 million good. But Pretzel. You can't really argue with Pretzels. Offset to the right, because we're trying something out to allow more space for the attacking midfielder to make some runs beyond. Peter Andre and Diadomeningitis is a simple time. I do not remember that, no. Advanced. Oh, I don't know about advanced LBD. I don't know about advanced. Advanced in how average it is. But thank you. I really do appreciate that. Oh, God, we're going to have to pay Peter Andre, like... Trust me, you didn't miss out on much, Whoppers. So much so that we're signing a player from Varus's youth intake because his name is Peter Andre. That's how we're calming ourselves after all this nonsense. We're doing a bit of retail therapy. There we go. Lovely old job. That is a good point, Misha. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, our best player from the youth intake was bear in mind, we're supposed to get a B-rated striker. The best player from the youth intake was a Uruguayan winger. And we still can't find out who was supposed to be the striker. One of these days we'll figure it out. Katie Price. It could be a physio. You never know. Well, yeah, we already like the runs in behind that we're getting from... Can I introduce you to Matthias Ponce? Perhaps. Damn, those were some aggressive eyebrows. Those eyebrows would start a fight with you no matter what you say. That's very kind of you to say, LD. I'll always be like that because I don't like to, the reason I don't like to ever pretend that I know anything about anything is because the moment you do that, it gives people an opportunity to try to cut you down. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if you pretend to know, if you even think you know something about something, someone will always pretend that, or try to act like they know more, and it's just like it's not worth it. So if I pretend to know nothing, you can't get me on anything. My response will always be, of course I don't know that. I'm an idiot. It's more of a self-defense mechanism than anything else. Well, actually, indeed, yeah. I love that James got his first well actually on a video. The real striker is the friends we made along the way. Damn right. Oh god, I don't even want to play it because it's not like the time I sang Whitney Houston and actually hit the note. It's like that's just me kind of mumbling along. No, you can't catch me. You can't catch me, chat. I'm the elephant man. Remember? God, those fucking movie posters that Millie made when I accidentally said that are still living rent-free in my head. I've got to be honest with you. The fact that he did the Catch Me If You Can one as well. Oh, dear. Right, I said we were going to be finishing a slight bit early today because there's those 2 o'clock kickoffs and I want to watch the Fulham Manchester City game. I'm sure the F1 was extremely riveting for all of you lot as well. It seems like I haven't missed much there. So, let me just... I'll refund your points for that. Seems reverse Sandberg. Definitely, we'll do that on Tuesday. We can absolutely do that on Tuesday. Right, let me see. Who is online this afternoon? What do we got? Oh, it has to be Big Gav. Yeah, it'll be easy for us. It's nice and easy. They've not got De Bruyne. They're basically washed. I nearly raided myself then. I wonder what happens if you do that. Send you guys over to the lovely music stylings of Gavin Brash. Actually, Gavin's probably one of my favourite people to raid, along with like Kev and Alice and the usual gang. But I really have enjoyed raiding Gav. I like him a lot. He's a fun streamer, lovely chap. Old Tromso. Oh, nice. Oh, the old Tromso. Shit. That was a fun segment, I must admit. I just had great fun. So, Tuesday. Tuesday's going to be fun because either firstly, it's FM Christmas. Either we go smash it in the Champions League and have a bloody lovely time, or we get knocked out, presumably in the next round, and then we get to spend the rest of the stream building a brand new tactic from scratch just for the fun. So either way, it's going to be an absolute blast. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you very much for all the resubs. As always, thank you for all the new follows. Thank you for everyone that stuck around from Clayton's raid. He's a lovely chap, isn't he? And I'll see you a lot on Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and the bank holiday. And let's go say hello to Mr. Gavin Brash. That was the poshest thing I've ever said. Brash, let's go.